What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 5HC Chapter 106 learned the magic of immortality and decided to become the third Hokage. You showed interest in ninjutsu, started to learn ninjutsu, and soon achieved some success. You learned the 3-body technique and some low-level ninjutsu. Close black lens bracket. Your talent for ninjutsu was discovered by your father, and he found many ninjutsu scrolls for you. Close black lens bracket. Huh? This is pretty good. It seems that the Hitaki family is no longer the pure samurai family it was during the Sengoku period, but has begun to transform into ninjas. Senju Tobarama decided to hold actual combat exercises in order to improve the actual combat capabilities of the ninja trainees. Close black lens bracket. You performed well in actual combat exercises. You are excellent in ninjutsu and taijutsu, and you can even resist the genjutsu of the Uchiha clan. Close black lens bracket. It's outrageous. As expected of the legendary Konoha Double Super Shadow era, a 6-year-old baby went to participate in actual combat and met Sharingan as his opponent. This kind of thing almost does not exist in Konoha today. And the 6-year-old has just outgrown playing in the mud. Time passes quickly, you are about to graduate from the ninja school, and you meet Uchiha Ekaharu's confession. Your choice is. What the hell? What's going on? That old immortal, ahem. She actually confessed to my role, Naruto said with some surprise, feeling a different experience in his heart. But, accept or reject. What if the character is like him, addicted to women? Now Naruto has learned what the hero's tomb is, as a person with the double bloodline of the Uzumaki clan and the Senju clan. Naruto also has a physique that has been improved by the system countless times. That's the situation. Naruto's legs were a little weak. Forget it, just refuse. It's not my life anyway, so whatever. The most important thing is to be a tool and learn magic. Reject. You rejected Uchiha Ekaharu's confession, which made Uchiha Ekaharu angry. She attacked you. You were careless and did not expect that your companion would attack you, so you were pressed against the corner and kissed wildly for 2 hours. Close black lens bracket. Naruto. 6. You found an opportunity and beat up Uchiha Ekaharu. Close black lens bracket. Naruto. 666. If I had known better, I wouldn't have chosen that little boy because of his looks. Now I have this trouble, but it seems to have subsided. In order to consolidate the village concept of the major ninja clans, Senju Tobarama decided to accept apprentices. You were spotted by Senju Tobarama because of your talent. Senju Tobarama decided to accept you as an apprentice. Your decision is. Senju Tobarama, isn't this plot wrong? I want to become a disciple of Dazu. The big pillar is Hashirama, Sasuke from the second pillar. Although the two are not related by blood, they have not even met. But they have almost the same nickname. How to do it? Just ask Tobarama if he can become a disciple of Hashirama and learn Senjutsu. You said that you admire Senju Hashirama and want to become a disciple of Senju Hashirama. But Senju Tobarama said that Hashirama is unreliable and that Hashirama cannot guide his disciples at all. Your answer is. Tisk. The big pillar is indeed unreliable, but there is still a way to learn some magic from me. You insist on your own ideas. In order not to let you lose the opportunity to improve your strength, Senju Tobarama introduced you to Senju Hashirama. Close black lens bracket. Senju Hashirama said that he only knows wood-style ninjutsu and has no strong combat experience. He asked you why you want to become his teacher. Close black lens bracket. Here comes the key, but this big pillar is right. Senju Hashirama is the kind of person who uses chakra to suppress his opponents. With ninjutsu of mass destruction, any strategy becomes pale and useless. Directly show your interest in magic. You said you wanted to learn Senjutsu, so Senju Hashirama took you to the Shigu Forest and recommended you to Katsuyu Senin. Close black lens bracket. Okay, now the mission is completed. Whether you can obtain the magic or not depends on the opportunity of this character. You started to learn the magic of immortality, but encountered difficulties, but you did not give up and have been living in Shigu Forest. Close black lens bracket. 3 years later, you will return and be able to perform magic. Close black lens bracket. If the goal is achieved, then you can choose magic. But don't rush to end the simulation, because the stronger the character, the higher the physical increase you will get. You were challenged by Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, and Uchiha Ekaharu, but they were all defeated by you using Senjutsu. Close black lens bracket. You met Tsunade in childhood. She was a little rich girl who loved money. She was chubby and cute, but you made her cry, and you were taught a lesson by Uzumaki Naruto. Close black lens bracket. Naruto. Tsunade already has it at this time. I really want to see what she looked like when she was a child. This reaction is in line with the character of the character. Seeing this, Naruto thought of what 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen had done in the original work. He decided to rely on the character's abilities and choose the opposite path to Sarutobi to see how far Konoha would develop. Senju Tobarama gave up some of its interests and formed an alliance with the second Raikage. You were also taken to participate in the alliance ceremony. The people traveling with you were Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen, Mitokado Homura, Uchiha Ekaharu, Shimura Danzo, Akamichi Fung, Uchiha Kagami. Close black lens bracket. Senju Tobarama did not let Yu and Utatane stay, but he believed that the reason why Utatane was willing to stay was not because of his companions, but for you. So Senju Tobarama did not care about Utatane, but made you the third Hokage on the spot. Close black lens bracket. Because Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama passed away one after another, the ninja world fell into a period of turmoil, and Senju Tobarama succeeded Hokage. Close black lens bracket. Senju Tobarama retreated with his men, but was pursued by the Golden Horn troops. Close black lens bracket. You went to the battlefield and started fighting against ninjas from various countries, and quickly achieved good results. Close black lens bracket. During the alliance ceremony, Golden Horn and Silver Horn launched a coup, using the power of 6 paths ninja tools and 9 tails chakra to attack the second Raikage and Senju Tobarama, causing Raikage and Hokage to be seriously injured. Close black lens bracket. Want to stay? You said on the spot that you could stay to stop the enemy. This move stunned Danzo, while Sarutobi Hiruzen was a little surprised by your determination. Utatane expressed his willingness to stay with you. Close black lens bracket. Naruto. Shall I go? This girl seems to really like the little boy. The talks were ineffective and ended in nothing. Close black lens bracket. Uchiha Madara leaves the village. Senju Hashirama looks for Uchiha Madara. The Valley of the End war breaks out. Uchiha Madara fakes his death. Senju Hashirama returns seriously injured and dies a few days later. Close black lens bracket. Well, then just say you were willing. At the critical moment, Senju Tobarama analyzed the situation and explained that someone needs to stay to stop the enemy so that the remaining people can survive. You are among them. Your choice is. In order to quell the war, Senju Tobarama held a meeting of the 5 shadows to discuss the distribution of benefits and issues of peace and war. Close black lens bracket. But this seems to be Tobarama's test. If this character wants to be stronger in the future, he needs to have real power. Chapter 107 Solve the problem and thrive. Under the cover of Tobarama, you and your companions saved your lives. Because you have a high reputation, many people are willing to support you. With the order of Senju Tobarama, you became the 3rd Hokage. Close black lens bracket. You felt very sad about Tobarama, and you also had the idea of rejecting the war, so you decided to speed up the end of the war. Close black lens bracket. You convene a meeting of the 5 shadows and discuss the issue of war. Close black lens bracket. Due to years of fighting, the major ninja villages are actually suffering. In addition, you are a master of senjutsu like Senju Hashirama, so your proposal was agreed by the 3 ninja village leaders. Cloud Shinobi Village lost Raikage. The representatives who came to attend the 5 shadows talks had to agree. Close black lens bracket. You ended the war and began to develop Konoha Village based on Senju Hashirama's philosophy. Close black lens bracket. You appointed Sarutobi Hiruzen as Minister of Anbu. Shimura Danzo thought that the Senju Hashirama concept you implemented was too benevolent, so he asked you to establish routes, intending to seek secret nutrients for the village. Your choice is. Danzo old dog. Sarutobi Hiruzen is indeed responsible for the downfall of Konoha, but this old dog Danzo is really the biggest bug. Of course I disagree, however. It seems that the route must exist, otherwise the village will not be able to obtain more benefits. So who should be chosen as the leader of the route? Naruto hesitated. The route leader has great power and has his own troops. Almost equivalent to the shadow of Konoha village. If there is no good candidate, Naruto would rather not have secret nourishment. After all, if the route leader is unreliable, the nutrients will only be concentrated in the roots and cannot be fed back to the village. Naruto thought for a moment and felt that Utatane was a good candidate. This character is nostalgic and corporatist. At the same time, I really like the character Naruto is imitating. If she is allowed to serve as the route leader, I can feel relieved a lot. As for ability, of course it is not as good as Danzo and Sarutobi. But being selected by Tobarama would not be a big difference. You followed Shimura Danzo's suggestion and established the route department, appointing Utatane as the leader of the route department. Danzo held a grudge because of this. Close black lens bracket. Because of your policies, many blood successor ninjas wandering in the ninja world have been attracted to join Konoha. Close black lens bracket. 20 years later, due to the geographical environment of the major countries, their respective development speeds were different, their populations were uneven, and interest issues arose. The Second Ninja World War broke out. Close black lens bracket. Sarutobi Hiruzen's 3 apprentices joined the battlefield and eventually became the famous Sannin in the ninja world, and you were called the ninja hero in the ninja world because of your outstanding leadership skills and beliefs. Close black lens bracket. The Second Ninja War is over. The Uchiha clan has made great achievements, is famous and increasingly arrogant. This has caused dissatisfaction with other ninja clans in Konoha village. Danzo appears again to remind you of the ideas left by Tobarama and wants you to conquer the Uchiha clan. Marginalize, otherwise it will intensify the hatred between them and other ninjas. Your choice is. The Uchiha clan is indeed arrogant and arrogant. It's natural for people to be unpopular based on their nostrils. The Uchiha clan has a bad temper and the Hyuga clan, they are both more difficult to deal with. Naruto thought for a few minutes and finally made a decision. You divide Konoha village into 3 areas. The terrain of each area is like a triangle, with the tip pointing towards the center of Konoha, so that each area can cover the outside, middle and inside of Konoha village. Then the smallest area is allocated to the Uchiha clan, the medium area is allocated to the Hyuga clan and other ninja clans, and nearly 90% of the area is divided into areas for bloodless successors. It is hoped that the area will be divided into areas. The conflicted ninja clan are separated from the civilians, and they use the power of time to eliminate their grudges. Close black lens bracket. Your plan was successful. There is a large area between the ninja clan and the ninja clan. They can hardly meet each other in Konoha. The hatred between them has indeed been reduced and the friction has been reduced. However, this has also intensified the hatred between the ninja clan and the ninja clan. The sense of belonging of the blood successor limit ninja to the village has been reduced. Naruto frowned as he looked at the result. Although the problem was solved, new problems emerge. If these ninja villages are allowed to fight independently without cooperating with each other, their combat effectiveness during war will be reduced. And they will have less and less sense of belonging to the village. In the end, Konoha might fall apart and be broken into many small villages led by the blood successor limited ninja clan. How to do it? Let them realize that the privileges are given to them by the village, and also slightly strengthen the contact between the various ninja clans. Eventually, Naruto devised a plan. In order to strengthen the relationship between the ninja clan and the village, you appropriately assign the junior ninja clan to a team and teach them separately by the disciples of Senju Tobirama in order to eliminate the barriers and hatred between the juniors. At the same time, you set up a contribution mechanism. If the ninja clan and individuals want to obtain better resources, they need to do things that contribute to the village or complete tasks, so as to strengthen the ninja's concept of the village. Close black lens bracket. A few years later, as the relationship between the juniors within the major ninja clans eased, it affected the major ninja clans to a certain extent. At the same time, the contribution mechanism also strengthened the concept of the village by the ninja clan. Due to the increasing power of the ninjas, this alienated the distance between the ninjas and civilian ninjas, and occasionally caused some troubles, but they all ended with the victory of the ninjas. Cannot be done. Wouldn't this mean we are divided into the privileged class and the common class? But to make them believe that falling in love is a bit unrealistic, why not strengthen the rights of civilians? What about strengthening it? Let me think about it. In order to eliminate the hatred buried in the hearts of civilians, you set up a war zone mechanism. All ninjas living in a certain place are divided into a war zone. This war zone is represented by the most famous and powerful ninjas. The war zone has the same people as the ninja clan. With the contribution system, civilian ninjas enjoy the same rights as ninjas. The hatred between civilian ninjas and ninjas subsides, but the distance increases. In reality, Naruto had a headache. It seems that managing a village is not that easy. It's no wonder that Naruto in the original book became a Hokage and became as tired as a dog. However, this problem was similar to the previous one, and Naruto found a solution without much thought. In order to shorten the distance between the ninja clan and the civilians, you started with the juniors, dispersed the junior ninja clan, and integrated them into the civilian ninja team in the name of separate classes, and were guided by the orthodox civilian Jonin. Close black lens bracket. After Naruto made this decision, he waited for the results. Now there was no hatred between the civilians and the ninja. Those civilian Jonin had no reason to exclude the juniors of the ninja clan. If the plan succeeds, the distance between the ninja and the common people will be shortened. At the same time, when the younger generation grows up, it will affect the thinking of the respective ninja clan and civilians. This will also allow the ninja clan and civilians to understand each other better. Chapter 108 The Golden Little Wife. Hitaki Tsukumo rescued his companions and gave up the mission, causing a certain mission in the village to fail. Rumors spread in the village. What is your response? No, this guy is a master, don't commit suicide. Naruto became a little excited and responded quickly. In the case of Hitaki Tsukumo, I don't know who was behind it, which caused the failure of his mission to have a huge impact. Since we don't know who is responsible, it must be Danzo. But for now, we need to calm down Hitaki Tsukumo. You issue an announcement to praise Hitaki Tsukumo, saying that his behavior is in line with the will of fire in Konoha village. He can never give up his companions at any time, and would rather bear the infamy to save his companions. This is a very respectable thing. Even as the third Hokage, you personally went to customize a medal for Hitaki Tsukumo. The Hitaki Tsukumo incident is over. Time flies, and you are paying attention to various situations in the village. The third Kage is killed, the long quiet ninja world begins to be turbulent, and the third ninja world war breaks out. Close black lens bracket. The major ninja villages began to target Konoha for various reasons. You led the extremely united Konoha to resist, and successfully forced the four major ninja villages to sign an armistice agreement. Konoha village benefited greatly, and the number of civilians in the village increased explosively. The income from the mission has increased sevenfold, and the Daming Mansion has begun to be suspicious of Konoha village. Your choice is Daming Mansion. Isn't it the kind of guy who has no ability but money and likes to meddle in other people's business? Naruto thought for a moment before making a decision. You led Konoha to break away from the Daming Prefecture. The Daming Prefecture no longer recognizes Konoha village as the armed force of the Fire Nation. The Daming Prefecture wants to re-establish the ninja village, but no ninja is willing to confront Konoha village. The Daming Prefecture only has samurai and dare not confront Konoha village, so you ask for peace with Konoha village. Your choice is Tisk, are you here to ask for peace now? Then find a way to control the Daming Mansion so that you can control the entire fire country. You mobilized the force in Konoha village, controlled the Daming Palace, controlled the country of fire, and obtained countless funds. Other ninja villages began to follow Konoha's example. The world structure was updated again. The Daming Palace disappeared, the ninja village became a centralized place, and the Shadow's rights were once again ascend to become the strongest ever. Close black lens bracket. Orochimaru was doing human experiments and was discovered by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen grabbed Orochimaru and brought him to you. Your choice is. Tisk, this snake was still caught, but his human experiment seems to have something to it. It's better. You placed restrictions on in vivo experiments on Orochimaru, on the condition that Orochimaru would be happy to get rid of the crime and stay in Konoha. Close black lens bracket. It seems Konoha is getting better and better. As of now, Konoha has not experienced Orochimaru's defection, and Hitaki Tsukumo has not committed suicide. Moreover, the major ninja clans are also full of talents, and the village is quite harmonious. If this momentum continues, I might be able to fight against the Akatsuki organization alone. Looking at the development of Konoha, some emotion in Naruto's heart was inexplicably soothed. It seems that Sarutobi Hiruzen is really at fault, and his biggest fault is inaction. And Sarutobi Hiruzen was influenced by Danzo and became very cowardly. This caused the talents within Konoha to disappear bit by bit. By the time of the Nine Tails Rebellion, the interior of Konoha was riddled with holes. After 9 Tails, the Uchiha clan was gone, and Konoha's strength reached an all-time low. Now that the Uchiha clan has been appeased by Naruto, the relationship between the ninja clan and the ninja clan has changed from hatred and resistance to healthy competition in contribution points. There were almost no conflicts between the ninja clan and civilians. You are old and have the idea of retirement, your choice is. Retirement? Well, let's retire then. Since there is Namikaze Minato in the village, he should be able to stand alone and run the village. Being a Hokage seems to have an impact on one's strength. Although the position of Hokage is popular, he is very busy. He has to find solutions for various things, and his own strength has almost stagnated. So being Hokage is no longer good for me, and I've proven Sarutobi Hiruzen wrong, and that's enough. Naruto thought so and dismissed Hokage's position in the simulation. You selected several Hokage candidates and initiated a vote. In the end, Namikaze Minato won with an overwhelming advantage. Namikaze Minato became the 4th Hokage, and you lived a life of retirement. Close black lens bracket. You were attacked by Danzo's secretly recruited subordinates. Because you were tired all year round and did not pay attention to improving your strength declined, resulting in a successful sneak attack on you, and you died. But Danzo's story was revealed, and Danzo was executed by the angry Konoha shinobi. Simulation ends. Close black lens bracket, simulation evaluation. A life of hard work, in order to be a good Hokage, working hard all day long, not even getting married, but in the end he was attacked and died by the 6th man. It was not heroic, but his achievements were extremely high. System rating. 6. Reward, level 6 physical enhancement. Open black lens bracket, get reward selection card. Hitaki close black lens bracket. Seeing the simulation suddenly end, Naruto was a little confused. He is still waiting to see Konoha become stronger and fight against the Akatsuki organization. Oh shit. This idiot Danzo, isn't it because he was not allowed to be the leader? Is it worth remembering for decades and then sneaking up on yourself? Damn it. This idiot is outrageous. If it weren't for the lack of freedom in the simulation, Naruto would have been able to deal with this old B***********. But Naruto had no regrets about this simulation, and the characters have extremely long lifespans. Even if you don't have time to train after taking office. But the length of time he has used Sage Mode has exceeded that of anyone currently known in the ninja world. The understanding of Sage Mode has also reached its peak. This role was exactly what Naruto wanted. After receiving the reward, Naruto used the selection card without hesitation. Ding! You use the reward selection card Hitaki to get Sage Mode Moist Bone Forest form. Memories merged into Naruto's mind. Although the chakra of the small 9 tails is very small, so it does not last long. Because no matter who it is, it seems like they can't do anything to Naruto. And more importantly, Sage Mode and Tailed Beast Mode do not conflict. However, the real reason why Naruto wanted Sage Mode was to study the genjutsu of real waterfalls. But this is enough phosphorus to deal with most accidents. At noon the next day, Naruto and Karen came out of the room. So while Naruto was instructing the traveling Hanshin Queen on how to enter the 9 Tails chakra mode, Naruto began to study the Sage Mode of the Shigi Bone Forest and the illusion of the real waterfall. Sage Mode is amazing, and his strength in the ninja world is very high. Although there are many things to do, they are all settled. This means Naruto can use Sage Mode and 9 Tails chakra mode at the same time. And Naruto also researched something. If there is any difference, it is that it is softer and warmer in my arms. But at this time Naruto was no longer afraid of exposure. Coupled with the ultra-light rock technique and lightning-style armor, it's a perfect buff monster. With this double superposition, wouldn't it be the Fairy Fox mode? Shang Phosphorus successfully entered the 9 Tails chakra mode and transformed from a little sweet wife into a golden little sweet wife. Although this is a passenger ship, it is crowded and crowded. Chapter 110 Haruno Sakura, you want me to die. Ding, system task completed, simulation opportunity +1. Ding, system mission released. Combat power increased to 200,000. Reward. Simulation opportunity +3. After 2 simulations, Naruto's combat power mission was finally completed. In the third simulation, Naruto had good luck. This character has Senju bloodline and can come into contact with the Senju clan, and then wait for the opportunity to learn magic. After learning the magic technique, you can guide him to the real waterfall. And most importantly, the hobby attribute is Orochimaru. Hobbies can also be said to be an important attribute that affects the behavior of simulated characters. After the third start simulation attribute is selected, Naruto starts simulation directly. The process went as smoothly as Naruto expected. He was born in the era when Senju Hashirama was still around, and then he came into contact with Senju Hashirama, made a contract with Katsuyu, and learned Senjutsu. Then, under Naruto's full guidance, the simulated character came to the real waterfall, noticed the illusion of the real waterfall, and successfully imitated the illusion of the real waterfall. The final operation is simple. Just host it and let the characters do their own research. Naruto, on the other hand, just had to wait for the results. Simulated rules and regulations kept appearing in front of Naruto. I want to control the phantom bodies summoned by the real waterfall illusion. The difficulty was even greater than Naruto imagined. This talent is a simulated character of Itachi Kakashi. It actually took him a full 16 years to successfully control the phantom bodies summoned by the real waterfall using a very complicated seal. Then what? This technique is listed as forbidden technique. And the character who created this technique was immediately imprisoned by third Hokage because he was found to be conducting human experiments. But because I have been studying martial arts all my life, I don't have much practical experience. Then in Konoha prison, he was taken away by the brothers Thor and Wind God. Naruto didn't feel the slightest bit sad about this tragic ending. Because he already got what he wanted, but there was one thing that Naruto was more concerned about. That is because this method is too cruel, evil and dark. The character in the simulation controls the soul of the deceased, and then uses the forced control mode of impure world reincarnation to order the soul of others to enter the phantom bodies summoned by the real waterfall. Then simulate the character to control other people's souls, and then achieve the effect of controlling the phantom body. The benefits of doing this are fundamentally different from impure world reincarnation. For example, if the caster of impure world reincarnation wants to control the impure world reincarnation, he needs to control the limbs of impure world reincarnation himself. But it is different when the soul enters the phantom body. The caster can give direct orders to the soul. This means that the person who controls impure world reincarnation needs the caster to constantly act like a puppet. To control the soul in the phantom body, you only need to give orders to it. After Naruto selected the reward, some more related memories came to his mind. Just about to go to the country of snow. There are some small Kurami in the snow country. Naruto could just use their souls as puppets. Yes. Naruto had no intention of giving up this jutsu. Although the technique is relatively evil, Naruto can only control evil souls. Although this seems like Naruto's hypocrisy, as long as Naruto himself doesn't think he's evil. As for what other people think, Naruto doesn't care. Having obtained a good technique, Naruto was in a good mood. At this time, Shang Phosphorus is practicing Nine Tails chakra mode. Although the matter of my heart has been resolved. However, the conversion speed of aromatic phosphorus to Nine Tails chakra is still a bit slow. She was not able to directly transform Nine Tails chakra into her own chakra like Naruto, and was still familiar with the process. But if you only practice the process without actual combat, the improvement in strength will still be a bit small. So, Naruto walked over and said to Kurusa, "Karato, you enter Nine Tails mode and attack me directly." This. Shang Ling hesitated. Really Naruto? I feel like I can kill a cow with one punch after entering Nine Tails mode. Isn't this too dangerous? Naruto smiled. Don't worry, there won't be any danger, and you have too few techniques. I will give you special training next. Shang Ling knew that Naruto was very strong, and he accepted it readily after hearing this. I will take it seriously. After all, the stronger I am, the more relieved Naruto will be. The land of snow. It is a snow scene all year round. 2 boats docked on the shore. One of them is a cruise boat. The other one was a passenger ship, and the passengers on it were rushing off the ship in a panic. Because Naruto and Karen are too scary and weird. For ordinary people, staying away from ninjas is always the best way to increase the probability of survival. On the deck, Naruto looked at the crew members who were afraid of him and shook his head helplessly. But he didn't care. After all, if he thought about it in his shoes, Naruto would quickly run away. Arriving at the land of snow, Naruto took one look at the beautiful scenery of ice and snow and said, "It looks really good at first glance. But it's a bit cruel to the people living here," Shan Lu added. Naruto nodded and got off the boat with Karen. Then Naruto saw another ship not far away from the passenger ship. There were fewer ships. There was also a familiar figure of Naruto standing on the boat. Such a coincidence. Naruto pulled Karen over. "Hey, Zuzi, how's that old pervert? Is he very strong?" Naruto asked Sasuke on the boat. Hearing Naruto's voice, Sasuke turned around instantly. I saw Naruto pulling a little girl and jumping directly onto the boat. Naruto? Sasuke was surprised. Why are you here too? Naruto took a look at the scene and realized that this was the crew from the Snow Country plot in the original book. The appearance of him and Shang Phosphorus attracted the attention of the crew. One of the sailors said to Naruto and Karen. Well, although you are ninjas, this is a private ship, so you should not get close to it, right? This was said very politely, after all, he was facing a ninja. If you make the other person unhappy, who knows what will happen? Sasuke immediately said to the sailor, don't worry, Naruto is one of ours too. Okay, then I'll leave first. The sailor is also very sensible. After all, I am just a part-time worker, so there is no need to be so serious, and it is still an issue that can easily offend ninjas. Then, Sasuke, who was in charge of standing guard outside, called out his companions. Haruno Sakura in the cabin ran out as soon as Sasuke said Naruto was coming. Naruto-kun, Haruno Sakura rushed out and saw Naruto who was greeting her. Suddenly, Haruno Sakura felt a sense of grievance in her heart. Naruto is really ruthless, he didn't come back for so long. Even if you don't miss her, don't you also miss Hinata? Woohoo, Haruno Sakura ran over quickly and pounced on Naruto. Naruto, you want me to die? This time Naruto didn't push her away, but hugged her. But he didn't expect that she would go one step further and actually get to Naruto's lips. Haruno Sakura murmured, let me kiss you, Naruto. At this moment, two more white-haired ninjas walked out of the ship. Hitaki Kakashi. And Jiraiya. Tisk, this crew is so lucky to have Jiraiya come to escort them in person. When everyone met, they were chatting. A discordant crisp sound came from inside the house. Why are you ninjas so noisy? Don't you know I slept late last night? Chapter 111 being in the big position and watching the small ones. Listening to the sounds coming from the room. Haruno Sakura put one hand on her forehead and said helplessly. This is one of our employers. He is an unruly guy. Sometimes he is really annoying. Of course Naruto knew about this princess named Funwa Koyuki. He didn't care. He came here just to find some enemies for Shang Phosphorus to practice with. Just collect some souls of evil people and settle down in the land of snow. The environment of the land of snow is not very good, but the technology aspect is pretty good. Moreover, the location is remote and few ninjas visit it. It's a relatively quiet place. When Jiraiya came out and saw Naruto, he was slightly shocked. Because he felt an indescribable feeling from Naruto. It's like, was it the same as when he faced Hanzo? No wonder, this guy doesn't want to be his disciple. With such mysterious and powerful strength, Jiraiya himself would certainly not choose to play house with an old man. The other white-haired one is, of course, Kakashi. Kakashi still had dead eyes, raised his hand to greet Naruto, and then asked lazily, Naruto, are you planning to return to Konoha? Haruno Sakura also became nervous. She took Naruto's hand and said seriously, yes Naruto, come back quickly. Konoha will be very boring if you are not here. Naruto shook his head. No, I don't have that idea at the moment. Oh. Kakashi knew that he could not change Naruto's mind, nor could he forcefully take Naruto back, so he just said oh and did not respond. Haruno Sakura was a little disappointed, but she soon noticed Karen who was pulling on Naruto just as tightly as she was. The red-haired woman who was saved by Naruto. Haruno Sakura tilted her head and looked at Shanshan, and immediately noticed something different. Are you the red-haired phoenix who appeared in the Chunin exam? Haruno Sakura walked over in amazement and looked at Kasusu up and down. Xiangling was a little at a loss, after all, she didn't seem to be very familiar with Haruno Sakura. So Shang Phosphorus nodded. It's me, we've met before. It means that our relationship is not in place yet, and we just can't meet each other. Don't get so close. But Haruno Sakura didn't seem to realize what Haruno meant, but stared at her with wide eyes. The smooth and clean skin seemed to be much better than the last time I saw it. Haruno Sakura stretched out a finger and touched Xianglian's cheek, feeling that the other person's skin was really good. It's white and delicate, with almost no pores visible, and it's soft and feels very good. But Haruno Sakura's action frightened Haruno Sakura. Xiangling took 2 steps back, looked at Haruno Sakura with a horrified expression, and asked tentatively, what are you going to do? Haruno Sakura touched her chin and stared at Xianglian suspiciously. I remember your skin is not so good. Have you used any good products recently? What good product? Shang Phosphorus was also very confused. Haruno Sakura became excited. Stop pretending, I already know it, your skin was not so good last time. Good sister, share it with me, let me use it too. In the end, she actually started acting coquettishly towards Shang Phosphorus. Shang Phosphorus was even more confused. I really didn't use any products? Seeing her like this, Haruno Sakura thought she was really stupid, so she asked seductively. It's just what you have put on your face recently. What did I put on my face? Shang Phosphorus Lu frowned lightly, showing a thoughtful look. After a while, Kaoru's eyes turned to Naruto who was doing nothing and chatting with Sasuke. Subsequently, her cheeks flushed slightly and she turned away slightly. This scene was so weird that Haruno Sakura was stunned. Haruno Sakura, who has always been very dirty, noticed the elements almost instantly. She pointed at Xianglin angrily. You actually? How dare you do that to Naruto? What does it mean to dare to do that to Naruto? Xiangling also said with some irritation. We are colluding with each other. No. Colluding with each other. Bah. That's not right, we are consensual. Nani? Haruno Sakura raised her paws and hugged her head, saying with a broken expression. How could you be like that? I mean, I obviously came before you. Ling shook his head slightly. Maybe Naruto-kun doesn't like you at all? This issue is very sensitive. Haruno Sakura was instantly irritated. What did you say? You're talking nonsense. I'm Naruto-kun's secretary. We founded a company together and we made money together. You haven't met Naruto at that time. I don't know if you have ever heard the saying, if you have something to do, the secretary will do it. If you have nothing to do, keep it secret. Realizing that her words were a bit arrogant, Haruno Sakura stopped at the critical moment. Because what she said was fake. And fragrant phosphorus also has a temper. Being doubted and excluded by Haruno Sakura again and again made her feel uncomfortable. So Haruno hummed softly, straightened her back with her arms crossed, and looked at Haruno Sakura from a small position. Haruno Sakura broke her guard. You hateful woman. Don't be proud. How could Naruto like a guy with such a bad personality like you? Oh? Ling looked at Haruno Sakura with disdain and retorted with doubts. Are you saying that my successful attempt to seduce Naruto 18 times in one day is a bit bad? What? Haruno Sakura was shocked. She had a rich imagination and didn't know how to describe her feelings. But Shang Phosphorus still did not stop its offensive. Ling walked over and got very close to Haruno Sakura, toe to toe. And the position where the objects in front of the two collided with each other actually deviated by half towards Haruno Sakura. Haruno Sakura noticed this and clenched her fists in shame and anger. Shang Phosphorus put her hands on her hips, curved her lips, and said arrogantly, Huh, let's judge. Then she saw a flash of gold. Lu smiled at her. Are you awake? Haruno Sakura hurriedly explained, I mean age, at night. Ah. Haruno Sakura couldn't bear it any longer, and rushed towards Shanglin with bared teeth and claws. Haruno Sakura gently reminded Haruno Sakura, little girl, that was not a dream. What's going on here? Shang Phosphorus said in agreement, that's what I mean. Ling tutted and smiled, I don't understand what you mean. What happened? I'm so dizzy. Plop, Haruno Sakura lay flat on the deck, staring blankly at the sky. Boom. Haruno Sakura's head hurt a little. She helped her and said doubtfully, I seem to have had a dream. The two of us don't know what we are fighting for. Haruno Sakura woke up, and the first thing she saw was Karen taking care of her. That's because you are older than me, Haruno Sakura said loudly with her head spinning. Chapter 112 Snow Ninja. If you're sleepy, just keep sleeping, I've already treated you. Under the comfort of Shanglin, Haruno Sakura became more and more awake. She gritted her teeth and stood up suddenly and rushed out. Lu was a little nervous when he saw this, because she already knew that Naruto kind of liked Haruno Sakura. What if Haruno Sakura loses her mind and jumps into the sea? But when Haruno chased him out, he found that Haruno Sakura was just training. Haruno Sakura murmured to herself, when I become stronger, I will crush you. It seemed like she was really hit hard, but after hearing Haruno Sakura's words, Haruno Sakura subconsciously hugged her chest, feeling a sense of crisis. Naruto would definitely not like it if he got beaten up. After all, compared to that shape, it is a little more upturned and feels better in hand. So Shang Lian also began to practice several basic ninjutsu that Naruto taught her. Under the moonlight, two young and beautiful women were competing. Inside the cabin, a group of Konoha shinobi and guys who used to be Konoha shinobi come together. As a child, it's better not to drink. Jiraiya stared at Naruto who was tasting the wine and reminded him. Naruto picked up the glass and took a sip, shook his head slightly, and then put it down. Compared with the liquor in the previous life, the wine here is not that good. After all, they are two worlds, and the main focus of this world is war. Basically all my energy is devoted to studying becoming stronger, ninjutsu, and fighting. Therefore, there is not much leisure to develop a brewing culture. The gap is understandable. Regarding Jiraiya's words, Naruto said, what does it matter? I am not a Konoha shinobi, and I have no mission. Kakashi looked back through the window at the two people who were training hard, and said lazily, is it really okay for them to do that? Because he is on a mission, Kakashi cannot drink. Jiraiya drinks because for him this is an experience with his apprentice. It's not like he took the mission, it's no problem. Naruto was a little nervous, but on the surface he still said very calmly, as long as they don't attack me. Ha 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 ha. Jiraiya was amused by Naruto and couldn't help but laugh at him. Who told you to be a pervert and be so carefree? Naruto clicked his tongue and said, to each other. Tsunade and Kato Dan are indeed lovers. But it ended later, and Tsunade couldn't tell Jiraiya whether he had feelings for that aspect. But Jiraiya is a guy who peeks into the female bathhouse. There is a small possibility that Tsunade looks down on Jiraiya because of some of his bad habits. That's right. Naruto suddenly remembered another question. He looked back at Sasuke who was eating and asked him, how has her strength improved these days? Maybe it's because of earlier habits. Naruto and Sasuke don't get along like peers, but like instructors and students. But it's not accurate. After all, the two became good friends during this period. So it became like this that they were usually friends, but when it came to training, the two of them switched to another way of getting along. Sasuke heard Naruto's words, but said directly, I can show my strength, but I will not compete with you. Who? Naruto looked at Sasuke in surprise. What's going on? Where is our fearless second pillar? Sasuke felt embarrassed as he recalled how many times he had challenged Naruto over his own abilities. He followed Jiraiya and developed knowledge. Now I can clearly position my own strength. Naruto is a being who can defeat 4 cage-level beings. It can be said to be one of the best in the entire ninja world. And he is just an ordinary Uchiha tribesman. According to Jiraiya, Sasuke can compete with Naruto when he grows up. But now, no, Sasuke showed Naruto his 3-tomo Sharingan. Naruto rubbed his chin and nodded slightly, good. It seems that Sasuke must have gotten Sharingan's training method from somewhere. Otherwise, according to the original work, the pillars at this time are only 2 Magatama. The 3 Magatama was opened after defecting, being affected by the curse seal made by Orochimaru, and being stimulated by Naruto in the Valley of the End. You are still some distance away from Uchiha Itachi. Don't think about challenging him recently, Naruto reminded Sasuke. When mentioning Uchiha Itachi, Sasuke lowered his head, unable to contain his hatred. He whispered, "This is what Jiraiya-sensei often says to me." Naruto then asked about the level of training of Little Nine Tails. Sasuke and Jiraiya knew nothing about it, because Naruto's seal is too powerful. The Little Nine Tails can't make a splash at all. And Sasuke and Jiraiya didn't pay much attention to the power of such a small Nine Tails. Naruto shook his head slightly after learning the situation. It seems that we should talk about it later. According to Naruto's plan, Funghua Furious Wave was to be defeated. When the power of Nine Tails explodes, Sasuke will be greedy. When Sasuke gets greedy, he will ask Naruto. At that time, Naruto will explain to Sasuke, and then use illusion to summon his true heart, allowing him to learn to control the power of Nine Tails. Sasuke has the blood of the Uchiha clan, and with the power of Nine Tails, his strength will be raised to another level. After accumulating some more combat experience, it is estimated that I will be able to step into the cage level threshold. At cage level, Sasuke can challenge Uchiha Itachi. It's not that cage level can beat Uchiha Itachi, but that Uchiha Itachi will let Sasuke go. No, it would be more accurate to say that it was released into the sea. In short, as long as Sasuke's strength does not need to exceed Uchiha Itachi's. As long as he grows to a certain level, he can be recognized by Uchiha Itachi. Then Sasuke can kill Uchiha Itachi. Uchiha Itachi is the successor of the Will of Fire, but to Sasuke, Uchiha Itachi is a beast who loves him. The Kingdom of Snow is controlled by Funghua Ragao and his minions. The crew came with Funghua Xiaoshui, and naturally Funghua Runtao found out about it. But perhaps because of Naruto running around, the timeline in the original novel no longer matches up. The crew arrived in the Land of Snow and started filming on the second day before the Snow Ninja came to trouble. On the shore, the crew who had been attacked by Snow Ninjas were escaping towards the ship. Kakashi, Sasuke, and Haruno Sakura have already rushed down. On the crew's big ship, Naruto looked at the Snow Ninjas below and knew that those were little Kurami. The one that doesn't even have a name in the original work. So Naruto said to the man next to him, "This is an opportunity, man." It can be said that Xiangling knew Naruto very well, and she immediately realized what Naruto meant. Xiangling raised his fist and expressed a little excitedly, "I have never been able to beat others, and now I want to try my own strength." Chapter 113. So this guy can also say thank you? I've been watching you teach this and train that, but I didn't expect that you turned out to be useless at the critical moment. Naruto was staring at the battle below when a mocking voice came from behind him. It turns out that Funghua Xiaoshui has escaped back to the ship with the crew. Seeing that other ninjas were fighting while Naruto was watching the show on the boat, Funghua Koyuki became dissatisfied. Before Naruto could speak, Jiraiya, who was also fishing not far away, spoke. Jiraiya laughed and said, "Although the enemy is attacking, some people are still left to guard the employer." Naruto shook his head slightly, but felt that Funghua Koyuki's character was not good. But Naruto didn't care. After all, he wants to settle down in the country of snow, and he will inevitably have contact with Funghua Xiaoshui in the future. Naruto could endure it for a while, but if Koyuki Funghua took advantage of it, Naruto would have no choice but to become the next Funghua Rage. It's just different from the romance. If the wind and waves occupy the land of snow, Funghua Xiaoshui and her supporters have a certain probability of turning defeat into victory. But if it's Naruto, Naruto didn't think about it anymore and looked down at the battle. At this moment, the battle will be over. The phosphorus rushes down in Nine Tails mode as fast as the body flicker technique. None of the Snow Ninja's ninja tools or ninjutsu could hit the phosphorus. And Shang Phosphorus only needs to run up to them with a kunai and stab it into their necks. It's very simple. This is simply a one-sided massacre. After all, Kakashi and Sasuke are not ordinary people. Shang Phosphorus also has Nine Tails mode. The only bad guy is Haruno Sakura. And what about the other side? Almost all the members are little Kurami. Puff. Xiangling stabbed the last enemy in the chest with a kunai. A huge amount of blood spurted out. The Snow Ninja looked at Shang Phosphorus in horror and then fell down weakly. The Nine Tails mode of Shang Phosphorus is also about to end. Currently, Shang Phosphorus can only maintain Nine Tails mode for a few minutes. But it's enough for most situations. Sasuke was a little surprised when he looked at Shang Phosphorus, who had a much better record than him. He couldn't figure out what was going on. Obviously I have been working hard. But the little girl in the Chunin exam who has no power to restrain a bear can surpass herself in a short period of time. Is she a genius? Does she work harder than herself? At this moment, the cruise ship was attacked. because the snow ninja below were just miscellaneous soldiers, and they were just fainting. A shadow passed across the sky and rushed straight towards Fenghua Xiaoshui. Haha, you actually asked the ninjas of Konoha to escort you? But they were all lured away. Come with us, Princess Fenghua. Hei Chuishui said proudly. When Jiraiya noticed her presence, Rasengan formed in his palm and ran over. But at this moment, 2 other minions of Fenghua sneaked in from the side of the ship. That white-haired old man, don't get in the way. Jiraiya looked towards the source of the sound. It was a fat man wearing armor, attacking him with his armored hands. Not knowing the strength of the enemy, Jiraiya didn't dare to take on such a thing. His Rasengan was matched with the attack of Winter Bear Hail. Boom! Dongshang Halibei's expression instantly became ferocious, and he spun backwards, crashing through the edge of the ship and falling into the sea. Oh, it turns out to be little Kurami. Another guy who sneaked onto the boat saw the Winter Bear Halibei being instantly killed, and his expression was also startled. He quickly raised his hand to form a seal, and after completing his preparations, he shouted, "Ice escape, white whale." Jiraiya was forced to take a few steps back by this ninjutsu. The huge narwhal flew past the hull of the ship and fell into the sea. The fat man who just fell into the sea. At this time, Hei Chuishui also rushed down from the sky, hugged Fenghua Xiaoshui who was already frightened and took off on the spot. When Lang Yushabeng saw that Hei Fubuki succeeded, he said to Jiraiya, "Haha, although I don't know how strong you are, our mission has been completed. You can't fly, right?" After mocking Jiraiya, Wolfang Avalanche began to retreat. But Jiraiya is obviously not someone he can mess with. If Wolfang Avalanche retreats immediately, it is possible for him to run away. After all, Jiraiya didn't play seriously either. But Wolfang Avalanche stood there and taunted Jiraiya. By the time Lang Yushabeng tried to escape, it was already too late. Jiraiya ducked over and Rasengan greeted him in front of him. Boom! Rasengan's terrifying strangulation power instantly crushed Lang Yushabeng's face, and the body instantly fell to the ground. Being killed instantly by Jiraiya is not outrageous. After all, Jiraiya is one of the Sannin. As for Wolfang Avalanche, even if it is said to be awesome, it is only at the same level as Kakashi. It's normal to be killed instantly when facing Jiraiya. But at this time, Hei Chuishui had already flown a certain distance with Fenghua Xiaoshui. Jiraiya looked up at Tsurugi Fubuki in the sky, and said with a headache, "It's really hard to handle. Naruto, can't you fly?" "Huh? How did you know I could fly?" Naruto was a little curious about this question. "Is it possible that Konoha specializes in studying itself?" Jiraiya said to Naruto. "This is all information you blatantly expose." Okay. Naruto was a little helpless. It seemed that he was still a little low-key. He glanced at Hei Chuishui, who was about to fly high, and bent his knees slightly. The next second, Naruto's figure flashed and appeared in front of Tsubasa Fubuki. What? Tsurugi Fubuki didn't realize at this time that his 2 teammates had been eliminated by Jiraiya, and now he was suddenly stopped by Naruto, and he was stunned. Because no one has ever been able to stop her, Kakashi returned to the ship and saw Naruto slowly descending in the sky. And Sasuke asked Naruto directly, "Naruto, what is the power of the golden light on that guy's body?" Before falling into coma, Hei Chuishui was thinking blankly. What's going on? I was attacked? Naruto raised his hand and slapped him in greeting. Should we be able to get some information from this guy? Kakashi said to Haruno Sakura. Little Sakura, go and take off the armor from her body and tie her up. Naruto was amazed. So this guy can also say thank you? Haruno Sakura nodded and walked towards the unconscious Tsurugi Fubuki. Fenghua Xiaoshui was attacked and taken to a high altitude. At this time, she was trembling with fear. Then she rushed to her room without looking back and hid under the covers. She didn't realize what she was going through until Naruto laid her on the ground. In Naruto's hand, he was still holding Fenghua Koyuki's collar, as if he was carrying a little chicken. At this time, Kakashi and others also knew that something had happened on the ship, so they returned. Hei Chuishui was confused, his body fell on the boat, and his eyes slowly closed. Boom. And the other one is Hei Chuishui. Kakashi glanced at Lang Yushabeng's body on the ground and felt that it looked familiar. Fenghua Koyuki hugged her body, trembling and whispered to Naruto, thank you, thank you. After all, she can fly in the sky. Chapter 114 More money is needed. That's called the power of 9 tails. Naruto said casually. I originally gave you the little 9 tails just so that you could try to use the power of 9 tails under Jiraiya's guidance. Forget it, you don't know anything after all, but I didn't expect that Jiraiya didn't value the power of 9 tails. This is really. Even when being reminded by Naruto, Jiraiya responded stiffly. That little 9 tails is only as big as a palm, what power can it have? Naruto shook his head slightly and reminded Jiraiya, little 9 tails chakra will continue to improve until it returns to its peak state. What? Jiraiya obviously didn't know about this kind of thing. He was slightly shocked after hearing this. It seems that I am indeed careless. Seeing one of the legendary Sannin admit his mistake, both Sasuke and Haruno Sakura found it a bit incredible. Remember that their teachers are all Sannin. Sasuke's teacher is Jiraiya. Haruno Sakura's teacher is Tsunade. They knew what level of ninja Sannin was. Especially Sarutobi Hiruzen begged Jiraiya to be Hokage, but Jiraiya refused. He asked Tsunade to be the Hokage, but Tsunade refused. This kind of thing has a great impact on Haruno Sakura and Sasuke. You must know that Hokage is the leader of a village, let alone the leader of Konoha Shinobi Village, one of the 5 most powerful ninja villages. But such things were rejected. This shows the gold content of Sannin. However, Jiraiya, as one of the Sannin, actually admitted his mistake in front of Naruto. This makes them feel even more fantasy. Are they and Naruto really the same age? Seeing Jiraiya actually admitting his mistake, Naruto felt it was a bit rare. He scratched his head and said, "Forget it, after all, I didn't plan to let you guide the pillar." Nani? Jiraiya was confused for a moment. What do you mean, kid? Do you think you are more suitable to teach disciples than me? Naruto shook his head. I don't know how to teach a disciple at all. In this aspect alone, I am indeed inferior to you. However, there are some things about tailed beasts that I know a little more than you do. Jiraiya nodded sharply. He didn't want to embarrass himself in front of his disciples. On the other side, Naruto also asked Haruno Sakura. Sakura-chan, have you seen that woman with big breasts? Jiraiya. Sasuke. Speaking of this, Haruno Sakura felt inferior. But she still answered truthfully, yes, and I have already become a disciple. That's right, Haruno Sakura has successfully apprenticed to Tsunade using the method given by Naruto. Still remember, the original situation was like this. Tsunade crosses her arms across her chest. Yes, everyone else has their hands, but she has her arms. Tsunade sneered and asked Haruno Sakura, why should I accept you as my disciple? Boom. Haruno Sakura threw the suitcase in her hand on the table, then opened it, revealing a lot of large bills, and said sincerely, this is my tuition for this year. Tsunade's expression changed drastically, and he raised his hand to cover his lips. Ahem, even if this is the case, I will not accept you as my disciple. You must know that I am one of the Sannin. Haruno Sakura was a little disappointed. Really? Then what do I need to do to become your disciple? At this time, Haruno Sakura was thinking. Naruto said that I must succeed in my apprenticeship, otherwise I will never be able to break through my strength in my life. Tsunade thought for a moment and said to Haruno Sakura, you need to show me your talent and let me see if your control of chakra is strong. Also, there is one more request, Haruno Sakura said respectfully, you say it. Tsunade's cheeks turned red, but he said firmly, we have to pay more. Haruno Sakura. Thus, Haruno Sakura became Tsunade's disciple. Naruto nodded slightly after learning about Haruno Sakura's current situation. Good. Things went as Naruto expected. Naruto patted Haruno Sakura on the shoulder and said to her, little Sakura, practice the 100 technique well, and then I will get you a little 9 tails to play with. Jiraiya, who was eavesdropping. Damn it, what is Naruto doing? Wholesale tailed beasts? After all, this kind of thing is too strange. Who sells tailed beasts wholesale? And it is also the strongest tailed beast, the 9 tails demon fox. But never mind. Naruto is too mysterious. Jiraiya couldn't ask more about Naruto. Sasuke was already anxious at this time. He asked Naruto again, Naruto, how can we control the power of 9 tails? Seeing Sasuke's anxious expression, Naruto only remembered what happened to him at this time. Oh, this is it, Naruto said. It's very simple. All you need is that the 9 tails in your body is willing to give you chakra, and then you absorb the chakra with your own will, and then you can enter the 9 tails mode. Do they call that blingy exterior 9 tails mode? Jiraiya thought as he touched his chin, but the tailed beast needs to voluntarily give it to chakra. This seems difficult to do. After all, the hatred between tailed beasts and humans cannot be resolved in a day or two. What's more, tailed beasts like the 9 tails demon fox, who have been imprisoned by humans for many years, have become resentful. Does Naruto have a way to have a good relationship with the tailed beast? It seems that Minato's son is becoming more and more difficult for Jiraiya to understand. Then, as Naruto expected, Sasuke asked how to control it again. Then Naruto told everything. First, 9 tails must be willing to borrow chakra, and then let 9 tails cancel control of chakra. Then Sasuke needs to live according to his heart and transform 9 tails chakra into his own chakra before he can enter 9 tails mode. Kurama. You better be a pet or I'll absorb you all. Illusion? Experiment? Hearing Naruto's words, Sasuke subconsciously moved away from Naruto and looked at him warily. Naruto asked with a black line on his face, what's wrong? Am I so scary? After all, whether it is to live according to one's heart or to gain recognition from the leader, it is not an easy task. Little 9 tails. Damn it. I do. Naruto nodded with satisfaction. Then there's only one problem left to solve. The illusion created by Naruto must be extremely evil. Sasuke realized something. So, Naruto raised his hand to undo the seal on Sasuke's abdomen, and then asked the little 9 tails. Hey, are you willing to lend your chakra to the pillars? Jiraiya. Sasuke. Little 9 tails. Haha, who do you think I am? Your pet? This was not something Sasuke wasn't afraid of. Sasuke had a headache after hearing this. This method was too complicated. Naruto is not a normal person at all, Sasuke said matter-of-factly. It's very scary. It's just a good time to experiment with my illusion skills. Since getting the corresponding knowledge and insights from Jiraiya. But Naruto said to Sasuke, don't worry, pillar. I will give you the little 9 tails, so I won't let it be a burden to you. Chapter 115 Soul. That's it. Naruto didn't force it. Then come to me when you are mentally prepared. He didn't expect that Urzu, who was once willing to wear women's clothing for strength, was now unwilling to even try an illusion. It didn't fit with his impression of Sasuke. Maybe it's also because of Jiraiya's teaching issues. After Naruto said this, he had no intention of using genjutsu. He opened Kagura's mind and sensed the things around him. Found it. Naruto whispered, walking up to the edge of the boat. When everyone saw his action, they followed him out of curiosity. Everyone looked down and saw a miserable fat man holding on to the hull of the boat with both hands. Oh, it turns out that during the previous battle, the Hail Winter Bear that was knocked into the sea by Jiraiya did not die directly. Now when several people in Konoha saw his appearance, they were a little confused. This idiot can't even use chakra to stand on water? Naruto said to the fat man. Come up. The fat man knew he couldn't escape and didn't dare to resist Naruto's order. He endured the severe pain and took more than 10 seconds to climb onto the boat. Don't kill me. Hail Dongshang sat slumped on the ground and said, I am willing to cooperate with you and let you get the information you want to know. That would make it easier to talk. Jiraiya touched his chin, took 2 steps forward and started asking. After a while, Hail Dongshang told the story. Only then did everyone in Konoha know the situation in the snow country. Finally, maybe I am used to being arrogant and domineering. Hail Dong Bear also threatened everyone in Konoha. You must let me and my companions go as soon as possible, otherwise Master Feng Hua will not let you go. Puff. Naruto took out a kunai and inserted it directly into the Hail Winter Bear's chest. The Hail Winter Bear lowered his head in disbelief, and then looked at Naruto bitterly. Why? What? Naruto didn't answer, but held the kunai in one hand and raised the other hand to start forming seals. This seal, which is the seal that can control the soul, was developed for the characters in the Naruto simulation. With this technique, Naruto can control the soul, and then cooperate with the illusion of the real waterfall to pull the darkened version of the enemy into the battlefield and use it for his own benefit. Zetsu, as Naruto performed the spell, a layer of gray mist chakra condensed on the surface of the Hail Winter Bear. These mist chakras are very strange. They are pulled by the kunai inserted into the heart and are slowly being absorbed into the kunai. That kind of energy looks very evil at first glance, giving people a chilling feeling. The Hailing Winter Bear, which had lost its soul, also completely lost its life. Sasuke stood behind Naruto and saw this scene, which sent shivers down his spine. Naruto's technique is too evil. It seems that his choice just now was right. Puff. Naruto pulled out the kunai from the Hailstorm Bear's chest, held it in his hand and looked at it. Naruto smiled as he sensed that the kunai was in a state of chaos and could be ordered by him at any time. The first one has it. Jiraiya seemed to have noticed something, and he asked Naruto, how do you control this power? Naruto said casually, it's just to perfect an illusion. It seems that you have gone astray. Jiraiya suddenly looked at Naruto's indifferent expression seriously and reminded Naruto. Using such evil power to control other people's souls, don't you have a bottom line? Jiraiya knew that Naruto was strong, but Jiraiya couldn't accept this kind of thing. Naruto chuckled after hearing this. This guy is a subordinate of Feng Hua Furuntao. He has oppressed the people of Snow Country all year round. I control his soul, which is a more reasonable place for him to belong. I'm not asking you this question. Jiraiya's tone rose a few points. Naruto, it seems that you really lack the correct guidance, otherwise you wouldn't have developed such an evil ninjutsu. Alas. Naruto sighed and said helplessly to Jiraiya. Now that things have happened, in what capacity do you want to preach to me? Okay, don't mention this kind of thing again, otherwise I will fall out. After saying that, Naruto stopped paying attention to Jiraiya. After all, he has no feelings for Jiraiya. If Jiraiya had to find trouble, Naruto would have to. But at this moment, Kurama suddenly said, Naruto, I also feel that this kind of power has exceeded the bottom line. Oh, even Kurama said that? This surprised Naruto. But Kurama is a friend after all, and Naruto is still willing to explain to it. Naruto said patiently, Kurama, power itself is not divided into good and evil, only those who use it. Of course, I don't claim to be righteous, but to say I'm a complete asterisk hole would be a stretch. That's true. Kurama said casually and stopped caring about this matter. Because the situation in the ninja world is quite special, everyone is very resistant to certain techniques. In short, those who play with souls are not good at anything. Sasuke stood aside without saying a word. No one knew what he thought. On the contrary, Haruno Sakura and Xiang Ling didn't care about this. After all, Naruto was right, there is no good or evil in power itself, only in those who use it. And Naruto is not righteous, but he is definitely not evil either. Because Naruto didn't do anything bad, Naruto put away the kunai that sealed the soul of the Hail Winter Bear and walked towards the room. Jiraiya noticed something and immediately asked Naruto, do you want that guy's soul too? What he was referring to was Yi Kui Shui's soul. Naruto's head was a little big. I still say what I said, she is a minion of Feng Hua Ragao, and she deserves this end. Although I have no right to sentence them, I don't need other people's approval. Jiraiya, get out of the way. Jiraiya's expression darkened, and after struggling for a while, he decided to use his mouth to persuade Naruto. But it failed. Although Naruto is not as good as in the original work, he is still better than Jiraiya. In the end, Jiraiya also knew that he couldn't stop Naruto, so he sighed sadly. Because he didn't expect this to happen. Minato is the successor to the Will of Fire and the Hokage, and is loved by everyone. But due to various things, Minato's son has gradually reached the point where he plays with his soul without any guilt or uneasiness. This made Jiraiya feel a little guilty. If he had known now, he would have taken Naruto with him on his travels. This way Naruto can be properly guided, however. If Naruto knew what Jiraiya was thinking, he would scoff at it. Among the Sannin, only Tsunade is slightly better. Orochimaru is born, there is no doubt about that. And Jiraiya is a lecher. Chapter 116. Which should I eat first or take a shower first? Naruto doesn't think lust is wrong, and even acknowledges his status as a scumbag. But Naruto wouldn't just squat outside the bathhouse and peek at a strange woman. Think about it for a moment. Your girlfriend went to take a shower and an old man peeked at her. Who can tolerate this? Isn't this a pure birth? Naruto doesn't think he is a good person, nor does he think Jiraiya is a good person. He won't preach to Jiraiya, so Jiraiya had better stay out of his own business. We all have bad habits. Who is spoiling whom? Don't cause trouble, we can get along. Otherwise, other means can only be adopted. Orochimaru conducts human experiments and harms people. Jiraiya peeked into the bathhouse and harmed others. Tsunade is addicted to gambling and drinking. At least she doesn't harm anyone, she only hurts herself. Naruto entered the room and quickly found Fubuki Tsubasa. At this time, Hei Chuishui had woken up. She heard everything that just happened outside. Now seeing Naruto coming in, Tsurugi Fubuki turned pale with fright and begged Naruto for mercy. No. Don't, can I admit my mistake? Give me a chance to redeem myself. I want to be a good person. Naruto asked her calmly. I'll give you a chance, but who will give the innocent soul in your hands a chance? I. Tsurugi Fubuki looked at Naruto approaching, trembling and speaking vaguely. Her mind was in a state of confusion, and she could no longer think of a suitable reason. Naruto took out a kunai and inserted it cleanly into Tsurugi Fubuki's chest, followed by another spell. It didn't take long. Tsurugi Fubuki's soul was also sealed in a kunai by Naruto. Perhaps it was due to a different state when it was sealed. When Dongshang was sealed, he was already unconscious due to his injuries. But Tsurugi Fubuki was different. Although her mind was confused, her condition was much better than Dongshang's. As a result, Naruto was able to feel Tsurugi Fubuki's plea while holding Kunai's hand. It's so cold here. I'm so scared. Let me out, I beg you. I won't dare to do bad things again. It's all what the storm forced me to do. It's so dark here. Are there any ghosts? I'm afraid of ghosts, woo-woo. When Naruto heard this, he couldn't help but comfort her. Don't be afraid, you are a ghost. Hei Chuishui. Not long after, Naruto got 2 souls. It's a pity that Jiraiya killed a guy named Wolf in one fell swoop. Otherwise you would have gotten 3. As for those snow ninjas who came to faint to attract firepower, they were all abandoned by the wind and waves, and of course they were not very strong. With such a soul, even if Naruto were to put it into the body of Sage of 6 Paths, he might not be able to exert much combat power. Funhua Xiaoshui was completely frightened. An accident like what happened in the nightmare happened. After Funhua Xiaoshui was safe, she hid in bed and refused to come out. And hearing the noise outside, Funhua Koyuki even felt a little afraid of Naruto. That guy who usually seemed very kind, unexpectedly turned out to be the most ruthless character among this group of ninjas. He had provoked Naruto before, it was really dangerous. If Naruto couldn't help it, his soul would be taken away. Then it will all be over. In fact, even if Funhua Koyuki offered to give Naruto her soul, Naruto might not be able to take it. After all, he is not a ninja, so he cannot exert much fighting power. After the incident was over, Naruto began to teach Karen some new techniques. The current training that Xiang Ling is doing includes treading water and Rasengan. As for the rest, we will wait until later. The situation on the crew's side was quickly learned by Funhua Angdao. Seeing that there was no news from the men he sent out, he asked his men to come and investigate. It turned out that 3 cadres and a group of snow ninjas were all dead. Funhua Furu Dao was very angry, but he had no intention of taking the initiative. Instead, he decided to hide, because judging from the reports of his subordinates, there was no obvious damage to the cruise ship after being attacked. What does this mean? This shows that there are very powerful characters among the group of ninjas hired by Funhua Xiaoshui. He can even easily kill his 3 strongest subordinates. This directly aroused Funhua Ragdao's vigilance. He decided to lurk first, wait for the crew to leave, and then return to Konoha after the Konoha shinobi's mission was completed. When Funhua Xiaoshui was isolated and helpless, Funhua Furious Wave took action to seize what she wanted. Time passes day by day. Soon, the crew's filming tasks were completed. The mission of Konoha shinobi is also over. The 3rd Doctor did not expect that Funhua Furudao would not cause trouble during this period, so he was a little worried. He asked the Konoha shinobi to stay a few more days, but the mission was accomplished. According to the process, Team Kakashi has to return to Konoha and then submit a mission statement. These are rules, and there will be serious consequences if violated. After all, although this is a time of peace, the international situation is not so peaceful. The establishment of this rule is also to prevent some incidents from happening. Team Kakashi said goodbye to the crew and headed back to Konoha. Haruno Sakura originally wanted to stay, after all, Naruto was here. And if they go back, Haruno Sakura will have to face the boring Kakashi and the busy training Sasuke, which is very boring. But under Naruto's persuasion, Haruno Sakura went back. Because Haruno Sakura hasn't completely learned the Hyakuhao technique yet. She needs to learn more from Tsunade, otherwise her strength will not be able to break through. Jiraiya did not go back with the Kakashi team in order to comply with the request of the third doctor and deal with some possible subsequent accidents. Shang Phosphorus has had a very fulfilling life these days. Under Naruto's guidance, his strength has improved by leaps and bounds, and he has made progress every day. But Naruto didn't want to wait any longer. I originally came to the country of snow to settle down, but I didn't expect that Feng Wafuru Dao would actually give up first. The wind and waves have never shown their heads, and Naruto will not be so at ease if he wants to settle directly in the country of snow. So Naruto decided to take the initiative. After the crew learned that Feng Hua Xiaoshui was a real princess, they had no other expectations and left directly. Feng Hua Xiaoshui still wanted to run away, but the third doctor persuaded her with her life. So a few people settled temporarily somewhere in the country of snow. Security is handled by Jiraiya and Shanlan. Naruto, on the other hand, used Kagura's inner eye and began to search for traces of the wind and waves in the country of snow. However, Naruto's search progress was slow due to the fact that the hidden treasure was very deep. On this day, Naruto searched the eastern part of the snow country and found no trace of Feng Hua Raging Dao. It was getting late and the sun had already set. Naruto had to use Flying Thunder God to rush back to the settlement to rest. As soon as he entered the door, Feng Hua Xiaoshui ran over. She helped Naruto take off his coat, and then asked, "Eat first or take a shower first?" Shang Phosphorus. Isn't that what I should ask? Chapter 117. Sit back and wait. Because with the departure of Konoha Shinobi, Feng Hua Koyuki and the third doctor have realized something. The Konoha Shinobi cannot protect them for a lifetime. If you want to defeat the storm, you still need to rely on Naruto and Karen who want to make their home in the land of snow. That's why Feng Hua Koyuki's attitude towards Naruto changed drastically. After getting along with each other for a few days, Feng Hua Xiaoshui found that Naruto was not as scary as he seemed before. Naruto was still very reasonable. At the request of the third doctor, Feng Hua Xiaoshui began to take the initiative to approach Naruto for the possible restoration of the country. But this aroused the jealousy of Fragrant Phosphorus. However, Feng Hua Xiaoshui didn't care about the feeling of Fragrant Phosphorus, but instead became more and more excessive. Today, I even grabbed the daily cordial greetings to Naruto. This made Kokura very dissatisfied. She ran over and hugged Naruto's arm, warning Feng Hua Koyuki. "Hey, you dirty woman, don't get close to Naruto so blatantly. You have a purpose, and Naruto knows it." Feng Hua Xiaoshui didn't take it seriously at all. Naruto had been looking for Feng Hua Farang Dao for several days to no avail. He was depressed at the moment and ignored the two bickering women. He went straight to Jiraiya and began discussing where to search tomorrow. The scope of Snow Country is quite large, and even for Naruto, who has Kagura's inner eye, it is not possible to completely check it out in a short time. Not to mention that the wind and waves may also move, which makes the search even more difficult. Jiraiya and Naruto discussed for a while and then came up with another strange idea. That is to wait and see. That's right, it seems silly, but there's actually something to it. Isn't the reason why Flower and Furious didn't appear just because of the existence of Naruto and Jiraiya? As long as Naruto and Jiraiya disappear, the treasures on Feng Hua Xiaoshui will be extremely tempting to Feng Hua Furudao. And Feng Hua Rag Dao is a dreamy middle-aged man who wants to conquer the world with scientific tools of forbearance. How patient can he be? After Jiraiya and Naruto decided, they told the others the plan and then started executing it. Jiraiya, Naruto, and Karen separated into Shadow Clone and left the land of snow on a ship in an honorable manner. The real body is hidden in the kingdom of snow. The third doctor and Feng Hua Xiaoshui went to a more secluded place to create an illusion for Feng Hua Raging that they did not want to be discovered. And Feng Hua Xiaoshui is more useful for Feng Hua Raging Dao. When Feng Hua Koyuki was caught and brought to the front of Feng Hua Rage, Naruto, who had been watching remotely with Kagura's hard eye, was able to use Flying Thunder God to take Jiraiya and Shanlan there. It turns out that you can fish in the water yourself. The difficulty is higher than fishing. The plan went perfectly. The subordinates of Feng Hua Rag Dao are entrenched in the snow country, hiding everywhere. They discovered that Naruto and other ninjas had left Feng Hua Koyuki and informed Feng Hua Furidao of the information. Feng Hua Nudao couldn't hold it any longer and directly sent his men to chase Feng Hua Xiaoshui. Feng Hua Xiaoshui and the third doctor pretended to run away for a while, but were also caught. Due to the special status of the two of them, Feng Hua Rudao's subordinates still did not dare to harm their lives before seeing Feng Hua Nuo Dao. Naruto, who was hiding a few kilometers away, had already sensed all this with Kagura's hard eye. Feng Hua Nudao's subordinates tied up the third doctor and Feng Hua Xiaoshui and walked all the way to the foot of a desolate snow mountain. Then enter an inconspicuous cave. Perceiving this scene with Kagura's inner eye, Naruto understood why his Kagura's inner eye could not search for the wind and waves. Because Kagura's mind's eye, an investigative ninjutsu, has a very obvious weakness. That is, it cannot penetrate too many objects. The stronghold of this storm is in a cave or underground. Even if Naruto uses Kagura's inner eye to scan it, if he doesn't concentrate, he can only scan it to a distance of more than 10 meters underground. In this case, it's strange that Naruto can find the wind and waves. But no need to worry now. Naruto used Kagura's Heart Eye to track Feng Hua Furumao's subordinates, quietly waiting for the results. Under Naruto's attention, the 3 doctors were imprisoned in the cage. Feng Hua Xiaoshui was escorted to Feng Hua Raging Waves. At this time, Feng Hua Xiaoshui was extremely scared. She didn't know how many times she had dreamed of this scene. For her, the storm is like an invincible nightmare. Now seeing the wind and waves with his own eyes, even though Feng Hua Koyuki knew that Naruto would come at any time, she could not control her delicate body trembling slightly. Haha, isn't this our little princess? Feng Hua Nudao looked at Feng Hua Xiaoshui, who was scared into a little white rabbit by him, and began to mock. After hiding for so long, you still decided to return to the country of snow and accept your fate. Feng Hua Koyuki didn't answer, but lowered her head and prayed for Naruto to come quickly. On the other side, Naruto didn't waste time after locking Feng Hua Furuo. He pulled Jiraiya and Xiangling and began to communicate with Feng Hua Xiaoshui about the Flying Thunder God mark. Original. The Wind and Blossoms were very happy. Because he has finally waited for this day. Finally get the ultimate weapon that can rule the world. But I never expected it. This guy Feng Hua Xiaoshui can actually change into a living person? From the perspective of Feng Hua Raging, Feng Hua Xiaoshui was obviously very scared. But the next second, 3 figures appeared around her. An old man with white hair, a boy with blonde hair and a strange girl with red hair. Feng Hua Furuntao looked shocked, and then fixed his gaze on Jiraiya, feeling frightened in his heart. Feng Hua Furudao asked Jiraiya, "Are you the guy who killed my best assistant instantly?" However, no one paid attention to the storm. After Naruto appeared, he said to Jiraiya, "The 3rd doctor is in the underground prison, please go there." The 3rd doctor is Feng Hua Xiaoshui's supporter. He also cooperated with Naruto and Jiraiya in their plan to wait and see. At this time, the 3rd doctor was arrested and his life may be in danger at any time. Of course we can't give up on him, otherwise Naruto and Jiraiya will become bad guys. Jiraiya knew that Naruto was very strong and it was almost impossible to overturn, and Naruto most likely came here with the mentality of finding a training opponent for the guy named Xianglan. So Jiraiya was not worried about the situation at the scene. He found the entrance to the underground and turned around to leave. When Feng Hua Nudao saw that these people did not answer her questions, she became a little angry. These 3 people, even if they are very powerful, what do they think of this place? You guys. Feng Hua Nudao's expression darkened. How dare you let that old man leave directly? Do you look down on me, eh? At the end of the sentence, Feng Hua Furongdao's expression was blank. Because what did he see? The equipment that bound Feng Hua Xiaoshui was the shackles developed by his scientific research team. It was broken by Naruto so lightly. What the hell is this? Chapter 118 A little bit. Feng Hua Raging Dao stared at Naruto in horror. Naruto pulled Feng Hua Koyuki up from the ground, and then noticed Feng Hua's angry expression, and suddenly laughed and said, "Don't worry, I won't fight you." I don't know why, Feng Hua Nudao felt angry and frightened when he heard this sentence. Angry that Naruto, a brat, looked down on him. What scares me is that Naruto is too mysterious. If there was a fight, Feng Hua Furuo might not be able to defeat Naruto. Naruto didn't care what Feng Hua Nudao thought, but told Xianglu, "Xianglu, I won't help you this time. You have to defeat that guy by yourself, otherwise." Naruto didn't continue. It was impossible for him not to help Shang Phosphorus. I say this just to give Shang Phosphorus a psychological hint and let Shang Phosphorus fight with a fight to the death mentality. Only in this way can combat experience be quickly improved. Really? Shang Lian's expression gradually became serious after hearing Naruto's words. She stared at the stormy waves and said to Little Nine Tails in her heart, "Xiao Juju, do you hear this? If we can't defeat this guy in front of us, we will also die." The next second, a lowly voice came from Xiangling's mind. "Shut up, I can accept you calling me Nine Tails, or even Little Nine Tails, or even Xiao Ju, but can you stop using repeated words? Otherwise I won't give you chakra, so go and get it yourself." "I understand, Xiaoju." Xiangling responded. Sure enough, the next moment some tailed beast chakra that was not controlled by the Little Nine Tails came out of her belly. After the transformation of fragrant phosphorus, these chakra gradually turned into her own chakra, forming a golden barrier on her body surface. Feng Hua Ang Dao looked at Xianglu, his eyes wide open, his expression full of disbelief. A huge sense of crisis arose in Feng Hua Nu Dao's heart. He no longer cared about where this place was or whether he would break the equipment. Feng Hua Raging Wave raised his hand, and a storm formed by snow and frost condensed in his palm. He shouted with a ferocious expression, "You brat, go to hell." This ninjutsu has a huge range. Naruto pulled Feng Hua Koyuki and retreated twice before he could barely avoid it. A squall of frost met the fragrant phosphorus, but the moment the storm was about to touch the fragrant phosphorus, her entire body turned into a flash of light and disappeared like an ethereal halo. Due to ninjutsu, various equipment around him were destroyed. Feng Hua Furu Dao was still immersed in his own strength, and because his vision was blocked, he didn't realize that he didn't attack Shang Phosphorus at all. Until he caught a glimpse of gold in the corner of his eye, he became extremely vigilant. But, Feng Hua Nu Dao felt a sharp pain in his abdomen, and the muscles on his entire face twisted instantly. What's the situation? Feng Hua Ang Dao looked around, and finally saw a golden figure in a corner. She attacked me? Why didn't I react? No, it's not that I didn't react, but her speed was simply unreasonable. Seeing Feng Hua Ragao standing in a daze, Xiangling suddenly said with some confusion. Huh? Xiaoju, look at him standing still. Little Ninetales said in a cute and helpless Lolita tone. Humph, my chakra is too powerful, and it even increases her speed to the level of body flicker technique. This guy is just a half-assed ninja, and why can he react when he is holding a toy? Xiangling's confidence increased greatly after hearing this, and he thought in his mind. Okay, let's get rid of him at once. She took out a kunai from her ninja bag. Feng Hua Angdao felt a sense of crisis coming from his neck. In desperation, Feng Hua Angdao raised his hand to cover his neck. The next second, half of his palm was cut off. Feng Hua Angdao looked at the severed limbs with blood pouring out crazily, and the boundless fear in his heart expanded again. He knew that the fragrant phosphorus would attack his fatal part, so he could only use his other hand to resist. But the result was that the attack of the fragrant phosphorus was already over before the wind and waves could see clearly. In the distance, Naruto saw Xiangling actually starting to play with the wind and waves, and suddenly felt helpless. It seems that Naruto overestimated the romance. Originally, Naruto thought that this guy would be pretty good as a mini-boss. But I didn't expect that the performance of Feng Hua Farong was so poor. Naruto thought about it carefully and thought this was normal. Ninetales Chakra Mode is an advanced technique that only appeared later in the original work. The Storm of Fury is just a half-baked ninja with rough use of chakra and some weird technology. With his speed being completely crushed, Feng Hua Furudeo's ninjutsu could not hit him. In addition to ninjutsu, Feng Hua Furuo also has armor that can absorb chakra. But Xiangling didn't use ninjutsu on him, which made the chakra armor useless. This resulted in a scene where the early-stage mini-boss was toyed with by a novice with almost no actual combat experience, using Ninetales Chakra Mode. Forget it. Naruto murmured to himself, this storm is so disappointing. In that case, let's use illusion to help Shang Phosphorus improve his strength. Naruto decided to use the genjutsu learned from the real waterfall to reflect the true heart of Kosovo, and then control Kosovo's true heart, using Kosovo's own attributes to fight Kosovo. A close situation can easily turn the battle into a tug of war. This can also improve actual combat capabilities. At this time, Feng Hua Koyuki was hiding behind Naruto, looking at the scene in front of her in shock. In her eyes, the storm is invincible, but Feng Hua Xiaoshui didn't expect it. Even Feng Hua, who needed guidance from Naruto, was able to easily defeat Feng Hua Furuo. And looking at Naruto's look, he seemed to be very disappointed with the storm. Feng Hua Xiaoshui couldn't describe her mood at the moment. It is obviously a mountain that cannot be crossed and an enemy that cannot be defeated. But he was played with by others at will. Does this mean that there are mountains beyond the mountains, and there is a sky beyond the sky? On the other side, Shang Phosphorus didn't hold back at all. I don't know if it was due to the influence of Ninetales chakra or because of Xiangling's childhood experience, which caused Xiangling to have no discomfort with blood or death. Shang Phosphorus has no intention of showing any mercy to his enemies. The same goes for little Kurami who faced Snow Ninja before, all of them were killed in one blow. The wind, flowers, and raging waves are stronger and can react to block fatal blows with their hands. But the storm still didn't last long. When the battle began, Feng Hua Furuo was the first to release his ninjutsu. But then he was unilaterally crushed. Less than half a minute passed before Feng Hua Furuo's broken body fell down. QG. +% the battle will be over when the aftermath of Feng Hua Furuo's storm ninjutsu dissipates. Koro took the initiative to retreat into Ninetales Chakra Mode and then came to Naruto. She saw Feng Hua Xiaoshui who was so shocked that she was in a daze. Xianglin, who had always been dissatisfied with Feng Hua Koyuki's act of approaching Naruto, raised her hand and pulled the corners of her lips to make a face at her. A little bit. Chapter 119 Pleasant. Without the wind and waves, some of his men are just trash and there is no threat. At this time, Jiraiya also rescued the third doctor and returned to the scene. Jiraiya was a little surprised to learn that Feng Hua Raging Dao was defeated by Shang Phosphorus. Although she is older than Naruto, she looks like a newbie. And although the romantic wave is not very good, Jiraiya can sense that the romantic wave is not simple. Unexpectedly, Shang Phosphorus could easily defeat Feng Hua Raging Dao. Still in such a short period of time, should it be using the power of Ninetales? Thinking this, Jiraiya felt a little regretful that he didn't let Sasuke take the power of Ninetales seriously. Beforehand, although Jiraiya knew that Ninetales was very powerful, he did not expect it to be so powerful. And he didn't know that little Ninetales could grow up by restoring chakra over time. After solving the storm, the Kingdom of Snow becomes a situation that no one can control. With the help of the three doctors and ninjas, Feng Hua Xiaoshui soon became the new monarch. She should be called Queen. After the incident was over, Jiraiya left. Jiraiya invited Naruto to return to Konoha, but Naruto refused. Because the reason Naruto came here was to find a quiet place to live a good life. Now that he has finally found and defeated Feng Hua Ragao, and a happy life is about to come, how can Naruto go back with Jiraiya? And if he goes back, Naruto's life will be very embarrassing. It's okay that the people of Konoha village don't know that Naruto is the son of the fourth generation. That way they wouldn't pay attention to Naruto, and Naruto wouldn't bother paying attention to them. That's good. But now they know. Plus Naruto doesn't have the same personality as the original. He couldn't accept living in small talk with strangers every day. Jiraiya knew that he could not change Naruto's mind, so he left alone. He was going back to Konoha to teach Sasuke. After getting along with each other for such a period of time, Jiraiya has a general understanding of Sasuke's situation. Sasuke has great potential, but his experience is a big deal. Therefore, Sasuke needs guidance, otherwise he will easily go astray. Naruto and Kaoru didn't leave the country of snow, and were directly taken care of by Funghwa Koyuki. Koyuki Kazuhana is different from Sarutobi Hiruzen in that she cares deeply about Naruto's wishes. So Funghwa Xiaoshui will discuss it with Naruto beforehand. Then according to Naruto's wishes, Funghwa Koyuki and the three doctors work together to conceal the appearance of Naruto and Karen. And also let the two of them live in a small palace with a pleasant scenery. It is said that this was originally a retirement palace built by Funghwa Xiaoshui's grandfather when he abdicated the throne. There are complete facilities inside and even a separate hot spring. Although the location is relatively remote, this suits Naruto's liking because no one will disturb him. What made Naruto even more comfortable was that Koyuki Funghwa also arranged for chefs, masseurs, singers, maids and the like to serve the two of them. There was even a large area dedicated to Naruto and Karen, serving as a training base for the two of them. Now Naruto and Karen are living a very happy life. In the hot springs where the heat is wafting, Naruto and Karen were lying on two soft beds respectively. The two beautiful masseuses beside them were asking Naruto and Karen, "Sir, is this strength okay?" "Okay," Naruto said weakly. He turned to Xianglian and sighed. Sure enough, the retirement benefits of the old emperor are better. Yeah, Xiangling also closed her eyes comfortably. After a day of training, she received a set of professional massage, not to mention how beautiful it was. After living these days, Naruto felt that he no longer wanted to worry about anything. But there are some things that still need to be considered. Funghwa Koyuki is so interesting, so naturally Naruto won't be stingy. At this time, Naruto has regarded the country of snow as his paradise. If anyone wants to cause trouble in the land of snow, Naruto will of course not allow it. In the future, if conditions permit, Naruto would like to bring Hinata and Temari to live here. In this case, of course, it is better to be safer in this paradise. So how to improve security? Naruto thought for a while and came up with two options. First, recruit ninjas. If there are powerful ninjas in charge, the security of Snow Country will naturally increase. But the ninjas' loyalty is a problem, and if you want to recruit ninjas, you have to establish a ninja village, which is also an organization on a smaller scale. Then there are more things to worry about, so Naruto decided to give up on the idea for now. Second, arrange the barrier. There is a saying in the ninja world that there are barriers. In the original work, when Six Paths Pain entered Konoha, he also needed to break the barrier of Konoha before he could enter. If a barrier is used to envelop the Daming Mansion in the land of snow and his paradise. In this way, if there is danger, the enemy needs to break the barrier before posing a threat to the people within the barrier. During this time when the enemy breaks the barrier, no matter where Naruto wanders in the ninja world, Naruto, who possesses Kagura's inner eye and Flying Thunder God, can come back in a very short time. Looking at it this way, the barrier is a good choice. But the construction of the barrier is very complicated and very expensive. Funding is easy to say, Naruto is not short of money at all. The key issue is technical. Is it necessary to spend a simulation opportunity to develop the technology of arranging the barrier? No, don't do this. The barrier does not directly improve Naruto's combat effectiveness. Naruto's simulation times can only be obtained through missions. Use it once and you'll get one less time. Therefore, the purpose of simulation is, of course, to improve one's own strength as the main task as much as possible. There are some troubles in the early stage of forming a barrier, but it will be more troublesome in the later stage when establishing a ninja village and organization. Naruto looked thoughtful, then made up his mind. That is to set up a barrier, not to recruit ninjas. Because what is the purpose of Naruto hiding in such a remote snow country? Isn't it just to avoid ninjas and avoid the troubles in the ninja world? Now that Naruto wants to recruit ninjas, doesn't it go against Naruto's original idea? So how to arrange the barrier? Laying out barriers requires technology and money. In terms of funding, Naruto has it himself, and the barrier Naruto needs is, of course, the stronger it is. At present, the barriers with high ninja strength seem to be in the hands of the 5 major ninja villages. Among them, Konohagakure's barrier has the highest strength. After all, it is something created by Senju Tobirama, so it cannot be justified that it is not very strong. If you want to obtain Konoha's barrier technology, you need to return to Konoha. Whether you buy it from Konoha or rob it, in short, Naruto is interested in Konoha's barrier technology. Okay, that's it, go back to Konoha and get the barrier technology. And Naruto also missed Hinata. I wonder how Hinata is doing in Konoha. Even if Naruto became a rebel, accidents might happen to people around him. But come to think of it, it couldn't be Hinata. After all, Hinata is the eldest lady of the Hyuga clan. And Haruno Sakura is currently Tsunade's disciple. Sasuke is Jiraiya's disciple. The victim seems to be the only Anbu sister named Uoyuki Shion. Chapter 120 Super Buff Monster. However, before returning to Konoha, Naruto had one more thing to deal with. How many times has this damn Akatsuki organization provoked Naruto? Do you really think Naruto has no temper? But, for now, let's stay in the country of snow for a few days. The first is to use the illusion of a real waterfall to simulate the enemy for Shang Phosphorus, and then let her improve her combat experience. Furthermore, Shang Ling also had to learn some ninjutsu to allow Naruto to leave with peace of mind. Between half a month, the strength of Shang Phosphorus has grown by leaps and bounds. I am becoming more and more proficient in using Nine Tails chakra mode. At the same time, due to frequent training and fighting, the Uzumaki blood in Kosovo's body began to gain strength. Her Uzumaki bloodline seemed to be activated, and the amount of chakra began to increase explosively. In addition, I also learned basic chakra applications such as climbing trees and treading water. All ninjutsu aspects were taught by Naruto. Clone technique, body replacement technique, body flicker technique have all been learned. I also learned some low-level offensive ninjutsu. Currently, Karen is training Rasengan based on the methods provided by Naruto. Rasengan is a ninjutsu with no attributes and can be learned by any ninja with any attributes. As long as you find the right method, you can learn this extremely convenient Muji ninjutsu. And as long as you add various chakra attributes and nature transformation later, you can develop a series of your own Rasengan ninjutsu. The only problem is that Little Nine Tails doesn't really accept Shang Phosphorus. So Naruto wanted to prevent it from causing trouble while he was away. Then I fell in love with the Little Nine Tails. On this day, Naruto is about to leave for Rain Shinobi Village. Before leaving, Shang Ling saw Naruto off. The two hugged each other for a while. Naruto then said to the Little Nine Tails in Shanglin's body, "Little Nine Tails, I know you don't really want to help Shanglin." The cute voice of Little Nine Tails came out. "As long as you know, the evil Uzumaki clan brats, sooner or later one day." Naruto shook his head slightly and said to Little Nine Tails, "Little Nine Tails, don't be so cruel. I know your grievances and I understand your mood very well. But now Shang Phosphorus has just started to improve his strength, I can't give you your freedom. But I can promise you that as long as you sincerely protect Shang Phosphorus for 10 years, I will let you go free." In the sealed space of Shang Phosphorus, Little Nine Tails sneered, "Do you think I will believe human nonsense? Kurama. This time I won't threaten you, I will just show you my experience." Then, Nine Tails chakra condensed on Naruto's body. Kurama said to Naruto, "Naruto, those are the chakras that carry a certain memory that was reproduced by me. Give them to the fox." It seems that Kurama persuaded Little Nine Tails not out of sympathy, but because Naruto wanted to persuade Little Nine Tails. Kurama has a bad relationship with any of the Little Nine Tails, and is even very malicious. I don't know the specific reason. Naruto transported the chakra Kurama gave him into the sealed space of Kosovo. Little Nine Tails absorbed an experience of seeing Kurama. Naruto promised Kurama that he would set Kurama free as long as he helped him find Hinata. And, Naruto kept his promise, and it's just as simple as finding someone. When the Little Nine Tails realized that Naruto was not lying, it became excited. "Human, we have agreed that I will only protect her for 10 years, after 10 years, you need to set me free." Naruto smiled and nodded, "Of course, I won't lie to you." Little Nine Tails said coquettishly, "HMPH, then can you allow me to speak in a male voice?" "No," Naruto reminded the Little Nine Tails. "Otherwise I will kill you, this is my bottom line." Little Nine Tails. Naruto came to Snow Country by boat. So no Flying Thunder God mark was left along the way. Because there is no way to leave the mark of Flying Thunder God on the sea. And the Flying Thunder God Kanai will also sink to the bottom of the ocean. Even if there was a Flying Thunder God Kanai on the bottom of the sea, Naruto would not dare to teleport. After all, the pressure at the bottom of the sea is very high. Naruto was confident in his physical strength though. But I don't dare to make this joke easily, no one would intentionally go against the forces of nature. So Naruto took the land route, leaving the Flying Thunder God's mark along the way. Even so, it only took Naruto less than an hour to sense the Flying Thunder God mark he had left on the continent. The rest of the journey was much easier. Within a few minutes, Naruto's figure appeared on a rock outside the Rain Country. Looking at the gloomy sky of the Land of Rain, Naruto's expression gradually became serious. Naruto was very strong at this time, but what he was about to face was the entire Akatsuki organization after all. So even Naruto had to pay attention. Naruto raised his hand to form a seal, shadow clone technique. Bang bang bang. A puff of smoke rose and 5 of Naruto's shadow clones appeared. Naruto said to them, "Let's start condensing the Senjutsu chakra, and then I will take action." Shadow clone didn't waste any time and immediately sat cross-legged on the ground. Senjutsu chakra is the product of the fusion of natural energy and ninja chakra. Now Naruto already possesses the Senjutsu of Shigulen, which is the Senju Hashirama one. It does not mean that you have to be in the Summoning Beast Holy Land to condense the celestial magic chakra. It's just that the natural chakra there is richer and the time to enter Sage mode is shorter. Before starting a fight with the Akatsuki organization, Naruto must be fully prepared. Naruto himself also sat cross-legged on the ground and began to condense Senju chakra. After a while, black lines appeared around Naruto's eyes, and his eyes turned orange. He applied the ultra-light rock technique to himself and flew into the air. Naruto then began to apply various statuses to himself. Lightning style armor, Zetsu. A large amount of lightning appeared on Naruto's body. The hardness of the body and the speed of the physical body have been horribly increased. Naruto. Kurama. Well. Zetsu, a flash of dazzling gold appeared, covering the lightning of the lightning-style armor almost instantly. The terrifying Nine Tails chakra was absorbed by Naruto. Nine Tails chakra mode. Appear. Naruto felt the improvement from Nine Tails chakra mode and was a little surprised. Because whether it is Sage mode or lightning-style armor, their combined strength enhancement to Naruto's body is not as terrifying as Nine Tails chakra mode. Kurama seemed to know Naruto's doubts and couldn't help shouting, "Huh, I now have chakra that is several times the size of my own complete body. Even if I face 10 tails, I am not afraid at all. The strength of my chakra is close to 10 tails, and the amount has surpassed 10 tails. It's not surprising that there is such a huge improvement." Naruto smiled and nodded. At this time, Naruto's whole body was wrapped in the dazzling golden power of Nine Tails. There were Sage mode lines around his face and eyes. The golden color stood up due to the lightning style. Besides the golden color, there was also a layer of thunder and lightning. Naruto's golden pupils turned slightly, and his gaze seemed to see through countless distances, seeing the central tower of Rain Shinobi village inside the land of rain. There, Nagato, who seemed to have changed, also noticed something strange. Chapter 121 Cracking Planetary Devastation. At this time, Nagato was not sitting on a chair, and he did not have a chakra receiver plugged into him. That is, after the last failure at the hands of Naruto. Nagato abandoned Pain's 6 paths and instead combined the abilities of 6 paths into one. Although the consumption of Rinnegan is too much for even Nagato, the combat power of this entity is far greater than any of the 6 paths of Pain, even stronger than the 6 paths of Pain. Because Nagato created Pain's 6 paths, it was mainly to hide his identity and to control the golem. Now that Naruto is a threat, Nagato has to focus the Rinnegan's abilities on his body first. But unexpectedly, Nagato had just integrated Rinnegan's abilities not long ago, and before he went to find Naruto, Naruto came to him. But Nagato was not happy at all. Rinnegan has many abilities, including perception. Nagato sensed Naruto's energy and felt a sense of fear in his heart. There was no way, the power used by Naruto was too chaotic and too powerful. When Naruto found this place, Nagato knew that this battle was inevitable. At this moment, Konan, who heard the noise, also came out of the tower. She said to Nagato, "Maybe we can win over Uzumaki Naruto." But Nagato did not listen to Konan's opinion, but directly ordered her, "Go and notify Scorpion and Itachi." Konan was silent for a moment, looking at Nagato's slightly crazy back, with an ominous premonition in his heart. But instead of refuting Nagato, she activated the blood succession limit, and her body turned into pieces of white paper and flew away. Konan went to inform Scorpion and Itachi. Nagato quietly waited for Naruto to approach. Horizon. A golden streak flew rapidly. As the distance got closer, Nagato vaguely saw a figure. But Naruto's speed was too fast. When Nagato saw clearly that it was Naruto, Naruto's body was hovering in the sky in front of Nagato in the next second. Nagato raised his head, his expression becoming more solemn. Naruto, on the other hand, was condescending, with a pair of golden pupils sinking downward, staring intently at Nagato below. Naruto noticed the changes in Nagato's body and said, "In order to defeat me, did you combine the abilities of Pain's 6 paths into one?" Nagato didn't reply, and his body slowly floated high into the sky until it was level with Naruto. The purpose of Naruto's visit this time is to destroy the Akatsuki organization. Of course he knows about Uchiha Madara and the Otsutsuki clan. But at the moment, there is no need for the Akatsuki organization to exist. Naruto glanced at the Rain Shinobi village city below and asked Nagato, "Do you want to fight here?" Both of them knew that the other's ninjutsu was very powerful. If there is a conflict here, Rain Shinobi village will probably cease to exist. Nagato's expression trembled slightly, obviously because Naruto's question irritated him. Because even at this time, Naruto didn't hurt his innocent heart. Nagato said very simply, "Follow me." 2 figures, one after the other, quickly left Rain Shinobi village. Under the perception of Naruto Kagura's inner eye, he noticed that other members of the Akatsuki organization were also gathering. But Naruto wasn't afraid. Arriving in a deserted place, a war between the two sides is about to break out. Nagato took the lead, raising his hand and shooting a laser at Naruto. Naruto's expression did not change, he turned slightly to avoid the attack, his figure dodged slightly. The next second, Nagato appeared in front of him. In Naruto's palm, a Rasengan condensed. This time Nagato was able to react and subconsciously use the Shinra Tensei. A huge repulsive force acted on Naruto, but Naruto's body remained motionless. Nagato's eyes widened, and the lines in Rinnegan shrank violently. Because this is the first time that Shinra Tenjung has no effect. Because Naruto's strength was too high at this time, even Shinra Tenjung couldn't repel Naruto. Naruto's body was blocked by Shinra Tenjung for several seconds. During this time, Konan's words flashed through Nagato's mind. Nagato said to Naruto, "Naruto, do you really think this world is right?" Naruto didn't answer. The repulsive power of Shinra Tenjung ends. A Rasengan containing Senjutsu Chakra and 9 Tails Chakra hits Nagato. Nagato raised his hand to arrange a transparent barrier in front of him. Rasengan hits this barrier like a stone cow hitting the sea. Naruto could sense that the chakra on his Rasengan was being absorbed. But what Naruto doesn't lack the most is chakra. Phew, When Naruto deliberately increased the chakra output, a dazzling light ball quickly expanded in the center of Naruto and Nagato. It didn't take long for it to expand to an extent even more exaggerated than the tailed beast bomb. Nagato's ninjutsu absorption could not be resisted, so he could only retreat quickly. The Rasengan exploded, and the aftermath of a natural disaster covered Nagato. Nagato gritted his teeth and stared at Naruto in shock. At this moment, Nagato realized how big the gap between himself and Naruto was. No solution anymore. Can't wait for Scorpion and Itachi to come over. Nagato had a hard expression, clasped his hands together and roared. A small black ball was thrown towards Naruto by Nagato. The irresistible force and gravity of the seal appeared. Naruto's body flew towards the black ball uncontrollably, and the chakra in his body showed signs of solidification and disobedience. Even Kurama was a little panicked. Kurama reminded Naruto, "Naruto, don't go in." "Don't worry," Naruto responded casually to Kurama. Naruto has read the original work and knows how to crack planetary devastation. That is, we need to use super powerful ninjutsu to attack the core of planetary devastation before it is formed. Once its core chakra is disrupted, planetary devastation will lose its effectiveness. Naruto raised his hand and condensed a ball of light, also black. This is the big spiral wheel. But unlike the past, this large spiral wheel is extremely special. Because the previous large spiral wheel was constructed from Naruto's chakra. But this large spiral wheel is constructed from the immortal magic chakra, the Nine Tails chakra and its own chakra. Its strength has increased countless times. The great spiral U appeared, and after being blessed by Naruto's senjutsu and the power of Nine Tails, its surface changed from black to black gold. On the calm surface, the chakra inside is extremely violent. Naruto raised his hand and threw the large spiral wheel towards the black core of the planetary devastation. Since the planetary devastation has gravitational force, the large spiral wheel flies towards it without any accident. Two black spheres collided in the sky. At that moment, Naruto felt the threat of death. Streams of black energy continued to collapse. The whole world darkened, as if it was a sign of the end. Naruto's brows jumped wildly, and he subconsciously communicated with the flying thunder god mark in the distance, and then teleported away from the explosion site without hesitation. And just when Naruto appeared at the place where he left the shadow clone, he saw that the sky in the distance seemed to be collapsed. A black mass of chaotic energy continues to expand, and there is gravity within it that pulls the nearby matter. Once touched, it will be devoured. Chapter 122 Puppet Deidara. Somewhere in Rain Shinobi Village, Scorpion rode Deidara to detonate the flying bird made of clay. When he saw the explosion in the distance, he immediately complained. Are we really allowed to intervene in a battle of this level? Behind Scorpion stood the dark Deidara with a dull expression and a metallic luster all over his body. Deidara died and was made a puppet by Scorpion. That's right. Deidara was killed by Naruto and Scorpio was sealed by Naruto. In order to prevent the battle from spreading to Sunagakure, Naruto lured Itachi and Kisame away. During this period, Luo Sha did not kill Shie directly. The reason is because Scorpion was once a ninja from Sunagakure and was also a puppet master. So Luo Sha wanted to get more sophisticated puppet technology from Shie's mouth. But, however, he was deceived by Shie in a few words and escaped. Scorpion used his improved body to perform secret techniques, but Luo Sha was unable to resist, so he could only watch as Scorpion left with Deidara's body. Scorpion then made Deidara's corpse into a puppet. At this time, Deidara, who was made into a puppet, stared blankly at the explosion ahead. The aftermath lifted up his clothes, but he could no longer appreciate it. Shie glanced at Deidara feeling guilty and sneered. If you were still alive to see this scene, you would have been so excited that you fainted, right? But this is enough to prove that only the eternal puppet is the real art. Scorpion humiliated Deidara's art, but Deidara could no longer open his mouth to refute. And below, Uchiha Itachi follows. Uchiha Itachi saw Sha stop and asked him, why don't you leave? Shie chuckled. A battle of that level is not something I can intervene in. If you think you can help, you can go yourself. Conan, who also used white paper wings to fly in the air, heard Sha's words and asked Sha, do you mean you are going to betray the Akatsuki organization? Shie sneered. Does the Akatsuki organization still exist now? Kisame is dead, Deidara is gone. What's left of the Akatsuki organization? Pain 6 paths? Gone. Conan? Just a housekeeper? Uchiha Itachi. There is no telling whether he is a member of the Akatsuki organization or not. Kakuzu Hidan is on a mission. Orochimaru defected and ran away. Now, excluding those who are not here, the Akatsuki organization only has Nagato, Scorpion, and Itachi, which can be considered serious combat capabilities. And Sha was not sure if he was from the Akatsuki organization. In addition, Nagato is here but not around anymore, so Scorpio decided to escape. The farce caused by the Akatsuki organization is over. Sha took off the ring, Jade, that represented the membership of the Akatsuki organization, and took out Deidara's, Ching, from his pocket. He threw both rings at Conan. Then he took Deidara's puppet corpse and fled away from the explosion while riding a flying bird. Conan caught the ring and looked silently at Uchiha Itachi on the ground. She didn't want Nagato to fight alone, and Conan's originally cold voice finally made waves. Conan's voice trembled slightly as he said, Itachi. Uchiha Itachi glanced up at Konan and said to her, I have a question for Uzumaki Naruto. Konan. Although I don't know what Uchiha Itachi's attitude is, but from the looks of it, it seems that Itachi also wants to leave Akatsuki. The two of them hurried on in silence. Soon I arrived at the explosion site and saw the situation at the scene. Naruto disappeared. Nagato was lying on the ground, not knowing whether he was alive or dead. Konan's expression was stunned, and he quickly flew over to help Nagato up. But Nagato was obviously in a coma. No matter how Konan shouted, Nagato didn't respond. Uchiha Itachi didn't care about this scene, but looked around. Now he had a lot of questions to ask Naruto. The other side. Scorpion and Deidara had not run very far when they were caught by Naruto. Naruto, glowing with golden light, blocked Scorpion's path. Naruto casually greeted Scorpion. Hey, if you make your companions into puppets, won't you have nightmares at night? Scorpion controlled Asuka to stop, and his heart sank the moment he saw Naruto. Scorpion asked Naruto, why don't you go after Konan and Itachi? Naruto shook his head slightly, because they are looking for me, and you want to escape. But I don't want you to escape. Uzumaki Naruto, I have left the Akatsuki organization. Scorpion said to Naruto. You and I have no grudges, why do we need to kill them all? Naruto thought about it carefully and thought so. However, Scorpion killed the third Kazekage, and third Kazekage is the teacher of fourth Kazekage. The fourth Kazekage is Rasa, Temari's father, although the relationship between Temari and her father is not that good. But Naruto is Rasa's son-in-law after all. If you think about it this way, Naruto and the third Kazekage are somewhat related. So, Naruto said to Scorpion, okay, I'll give you a chance to live. Chie laughed after hearing this, but did not answer. He was not convinced by Naruto's tone and statement, but it was also true that he could survive only if Naruto gave him a chance. Naruto raised his hand and started to form the seal, then made the heart turn technique gesture and aimed it at Scorpion. Scorpion frowned, subconsciously feeling something was wrong. Soon after, a shadow appeared next to Naruto. This shadow continued to solidify, and finally, it actually looks like a scorpion, and this scorpion also rides a bird and controls the puppet Deidara. Chie was so shocked by the scene in front of him that he had a headache. But Naruto didn't stop. He pulled out a kunai. This kunai has some cursed seals on it. The cursed seal is used to seal Hiei Kui Shui's soul. Naruto said to Tsubasa Fubuki, hey, don't you want to be reincarnated? Defeat the guy riding the big bird in front, and I can replace you with his soul, and you will be free. Tsurugi Fubuki's soul began to communicate with Naruto. Quick, I accept your conditions, let me kill him. Naruto smiled and placed the kunai on the summoned scorpion's heart. Then the seal was unlocked, and Hiei Kui Shui's soul was pulled by the body and invaded Shie Benshin's body. After that, Hei Fubuki realized that he could control Scorpion's true heart. She sneered and said to the scorpion in front of her, I have your ability and your combat experience. You can figure out how to defeat me. Naruto. Scorpion. Good guy. Why did you expose everything about yourself as soon as you came up? Well, he is worthy of being a cadre trained by that half-assed ninja from Feng Hua Furu Dao. He just has no ninja qualities at all. At this time, Uchiha Itachi was still looking for Naruto, and Naruto had no time to stay and watch the battle between Tsurugi Fubuki and Scorpion. After all, Naruto can observe with Kagura's inner eye. Naruto found the right direction and flew in the direction of Uchiha Itachi and Uzumaki Nagato. This time, he wants to completely destroy the entire Akatsuki organization. Chapter 123 Jiraiya appears. Rain abroad. Nagato lay on the ground, staring blankly at the sky. Konan is treating Nagato's injury. Uchiha Itachi stood and stared around, trying to find any trace of Naruto. Suddenly, Uchiha Itachi noticed a sound breaking through the air above his head. He looked up and saw a human-shaped golden light standing in the void. Uzumaki Naruto. Itachi's expression changed slightly, then he calmed down and asked Naruto, why did you leave Konoha? Naruto didn't want to answer this question. Itachi closed his eyes slightly, then opened them again to reveal Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto looked into Itachi's eyes calmly, without the slightest fear. What about Mangekyo Sharingan? Naruto's current status is full. Sage mode or Nine Tails mode, which one is not immune to illusions? Naruto didn't waste any time, raised his hand to form a seal, and then aimed the mind-body switching technique gesture at Uchiha Itachi. Naruto stood high in the sky and said to Itachi below, this thing is also an illusion, but it hasn't been named yet. Let's test it on you. Hearing Naruto's words, Uchiha Itachi, who was about to avoid Naruto's gesture, stopped. Illusion? I own Mangekyo Sharingan, am I afraid of Genjutsu? Although Itachi is the successor of the Will of Fire, he is also a member of the Uchiha clan. The bad habits of the Uchiha clan can still be seen in Itachi. That is blind confidence in Mangekyo Sharingan. Of course, Mangekyo Sharingan is very strong. But neither Izuna, who is more calm and unsolvable, nor Uchiha Itachi. They all have great trust in Mangekyo Sharingan, but this time something unexpected happened. Itachi did not expect that Naruto's Genjutsu did not affect his body, but copied his body. Uchiha Itachi's true nature, revealed by Hollow, appears next to Naruto. I have to say, Uchiha Itachi is indeed powerful, because he actually lives according to his heart. Because of Uchiha Itachi's experiences, he has to make a choice between his family and his village. His choice is his true intention. Therefore, the ontological state of Uchiha Itachi is his original state of mind. Such people are extremely powerful, and there is another benefit. That means you don't need a real waterfall to control the tailed beast chakra. But alas, Uchiha Itachi is no Jinchūriki. Naruto took out a kunai containing the soul of the Winter Bear and ordered him to control Uchiha Itachi's true heart. Uchiha Itachi's original heart opened its eyes, and the Scarlet Sharingan appeared. He said proudly, "I am you, with your strength and combat experience, let's see how you defeat me." Naruto. Uchiha Itachi, isn't it traditional for you Snow Country ninjas to reveal your abilities before fighting? Do you want to be so stupid? Fortunately, after Dongshang reported his abilities, he stopped talking and started to urge Sharingan crazily. Waves of substantial energy appeared around Itachi's heart. Not long after, a red giant appeared. Below, Uchiha Itachi looked at this scene in shock. My opponent. Is it yourself? After the initial shock, Uchiha Itachi quickly calmed down. He has already found two solutions in his mind. First, consumption. Uchiha Itachi knows his situation. Just open it. Susanoo won't be able to hold on for long. As long as Itachi uses his experience to deal with the Susanoo in his heart. When the original chakra is exhausted to the point where Susanoo can no longer be sustained, Uchiha Itachi can activate Susanoo and kill him. Second, grow. As long as Uchiha Itachi suddenly grows, his strength will be improved like an epiphany. Let your own strength surpass yourself after being cast by Naruto. In this way, you can defeat your original intention. Uchiha Itachi waited a little and made a choice. He decided to follow the first method, because sudden enlightenment or something is too ethereal. And the risk is too great. As a result, Uchiha Itachi was chased by Fuyuma who controlled his true heart. Naruto noticed Uchiha Itachi's intention, but didn't care. Originally, Uchiha Itachi was left for Sasuke to kill. Naruto was just playing with him. Uchiha Itachi was restrained and Naruto set his sights on Nagato and Konan. Konan noticed Naruto's gaze at this time and immediately stood up and looked at Naruto warily. I don't need to save your life. Naruto said calmly. If I try to persuade you, you still have to hide Nagato. It's too troublesome. It's better to kill them all. Konan looked at Nagato's miserable condition and felt extremely tormented. She knew that Nagato would not live long, and she was extremely desperate. Hearing Naruto's provocation at this time, Konan finally couldn't help it. Her expression was cold and her delicate body turned into pieces of white paper, trying to kill Naruto. Are you going to die? Naruto's expression remained unchanged and he raised his palms. A Rasengan larger than a house was condensed. Konan has given up and is not afraid of this. She rushed towards Naruto without hesitation. At this critical moment, a voice came from a distance. Naruto, wait. Naruto recognized Jiraiya's voice and knocked the Rasengan away at the last moment. Konan's paper transformation was directly knocked back to its original form by the aftermath, and he fell limply to the ground. Naruto watched this scene from the sky and suddenly felt very ironic. In the original work, this is how Tiandao beat Hinata. As a result, now, it was Konan who stood up for Nagato and was easily solved by himself. Next step, Nagato won't be going to explode, right? But it's a pity. Nagato was already unconscious, and his life was passing away. If it weren't for the support of Uzumaki's blood, he would have died. In the distance, Jiraiya finally ran over. He shouted to Naruto in the sky. Naruto, these two are not bad people, leave them to me. In the sky, Naruto looked down at Jiraiya who was running over, and murmured to himself. It doesn't matter, I killed them anyway just to prevent them from bothering me. At the same time, a spatial ripple suddenly appeared next to Nagato. A guy in a mask appears, quickly removes the Rinnegan, and leaves. On the other side, Naruto said to Jiraiya, as long as you can control them and prevent them from causing trouble. But, I will confiscate the Rinnegan. Jiraiya heard Naruto's words and ran directly over to start healing Nagato. Konan's condition is not as urgent as Nagato's, and Jiraiya has no time to take care of it for the time being. But the next second, Naruto who flew down from the sky frowned. Huh. Because he saw Nagato's eyes sunken, the Rinnegan inside also disappeared. Naruto opened Kagura's mind and came to a conclusion through the traces of chakra left around him. That was another Uchiha tribesman who came. And this Uchiha tribesman can suddenly come over when he is not paying attention, take away Nagato's Rinnegan, and leave suddenly. In Naruto's impression, only Obito can do it, tisk. It's really a bit careless. Naruto's Kagura mind did not sense Obito's chakra, which made him frown slightly. In fact, the biggest threat to the Akatsuki organization is Obito and Black Zetsu. Because Obito is the real leader of the Akatsuki organization. Moreover, Obito was trained by Madara and is also Madara's backup man. Obito and Black Zetsu will definitely make a comeback. Chapter 124 The Kingdom of Ghosts? How to do it? Naruto was deep in thought. I messed up myself. Originally, when he came here, he should have ignored Uchiha Itachi and Konan, but went straight to take down or destroy the Rinnegan. No, that won't work either, because Konan and Uchiha Itachi would never let Naruto do this. No matter how strong Naruto is, Konan and Uchiha Itachi are cage level at best. So after Naruto defeated Nagato, if he didn't rush over to take down the Rinnegan immediately. So no matter what happens afterwards, Rinnegan will definitely be taken away by Obito. Made a mistake. But it's harmless. Although Obito is difficult to kill, Black Zetsu is also very insidious. But at this time, Naruto was no longer afraid of these two people. He only needed to protect the few people who owned the little nine tails, and Obito would definitely come to Naruto. By then, Naruto will be able to kill Obito, but if you think about it carefully, it seems that Naruto doesn't have the ability to kill Obito quickly. Although Obito himself is not very strong, his Kamui is a big problem. Obito with Kamui is extremely difficult to kill, and having double Kamui Obito is even more terrifying. Obito couldn't beat Naruto, so there was no guarantee that he wouldn't take back the Sharingan given to Kakashi. Naruto thought of this and his thoughts suddenly became clear. Return to Konoha and get the technology and materials for the barrier. Then find Kakashi and collect Kakashi's Sharingan for safekeeping. No, it's better to destroy it directly, because even if he kept it, Naruto still couldn't look at it all the time. If destroyed directly, Obito would not be able to obtain double Kamui. Naruto made a plan in his mind and began to observe the situation around him. Uchiha Itachi has defeated the original mind controlled by Fuyuma. On the other side, the battle on Tsurugi Fubuki's side also came to an end. Not surprisingly, Tsurugi Fubuki also lost. Naruto sighed slightly. It seems that these ninjas from the land of snow are rubbish. Even if they are equipped with advanced ninjas, they will not be able to exert their full combat effectiveness. But Naruto still used the Flying Thunder God technique to seal the souls of Fuyuma and Fubuki into the kunai again. Although I know they are rubbish, that is also one of Naruto's configurations. Just wait until you find a powerful configuration and release them. Uchiha Itachi sensed something was wrong and fled the scene after defeating his true nature. The same goes for Scorpion and Deidara. Jiraiya stabilized Nagato and Konan's injuries and planned to take them back to Konoha and hand them over to Tsunade. After all, Tsunade is the professional. Jiraiya only has a superficial understanding of medical ninjutsu. Before leaving, Jiraiya asked Naruto beside him, "Naruto, do you want to come back to Konoha with me?" "No." Naruto said subconsciously, but remembering that he also wanted to return to Konoha, he temporarily changed his words. "It's not that I go back with you, but that I take you back." Before Jiraiya could realize the meaning of this sentence, he saw Naruto exiting Sage Mode, Nine Tails Mode, and Lightning-style armor. Then, Naruto went down and put Nagato on his shoulders, then picked up the unconscious Konan, and said to Jiraiya, "My Flying Thunder God can take 3 people at the same time, come here." When Jiraiya heard this, he didn't know how to describe his mood. The Flying Thunder God technique is difficult to learn. Even if you learn it, you still need a certain amount of proficiency if you want to lead others to perform the Flying Thunder God technique. Not to mention 3 people. And how difficult is the Flying Thunder God technique? At first, Namikaze Minato wanted to find someone in Konoha who could inherit the Flying Thunder God technique. It was possible to find several people with the highest talents, but none of them could perform the Flying Thunder God technique alone. In the end, they had to join forces to perform the Flying Thunder God formation. At this time, Naruto could not only easily perform the Flying Thunder God technique, but also teleport with 3 people. This is too outrageous. Naruto's talent is definitely the best Jiraiya has ever seen. Naruto left the Flying Thunder God mark on Konoha. This is a very normal thing. Several figures suddenly appeared in Naruto's hut. After Jiraiya appeared, he looked around and his expression suddenly changed slightly. He asked Naruto, "Naruto, is this where you live?" Naruto glanced at Jiraiya and asked him, "What else?" Jiraiya was silent. This place doesn't look like a normal home. Although it is well equipped, it is obviously different from a serious house. How to say? This is more like a spare room for Konoha's refugees. There was no one around, and the environment was in a shabby state. No wonder Naruto doesn't want to go home. But Jiraiya doesn't want to say anything now. Because Naruto has grown up and has his own ideas and ways of thinking. Even if Jiraiya wanted to comfort Naruto, it probably wouldn't work. In addition, Jiraiya had something urgent at hand, so Jiraiya said to Naruto, "Then I'll leave first." Then, Jiraiya took Nagato and Konan and jumped out of the window. The destination is naturally Konoha Hospital. Naruto didn't pay too much attention to Jiraiya either. After he returned to Konoha, he directly opened Kagura's inner eye and started searching. But unfortunately, Naruto did not find Kakashi's chakra. So Naruto had to expand the search scope of Kagura's heart. But still found nothing. Could it be that Kakashi is out on a mission? Naruto frowned. A Flying Thunder God technique appeared in front of the Hokage building, and then walked towards the Hokage building. The ninja guarding the door saw someone approaching and subconsciously wanted to stop him. But when he saw it was Naruto, he was stunned, because Naruto is no longer in the village. It wasn't until Naruto disappeared at the end of the corridor that the 2 ninjas guarding the door reacted. Naruto is a traitor. We can't let him in casually. The 2 chased after him, and Naruto had already arrived at Hokage's office. Because of Naruto's changes, the original plot was not staged. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen is still alive and well. When Sarutobi Hiruzen saw Naruto, his expression was slightly startled, and then he said to Naruto seriously, "Little Naruto, it's my fault." At the same time, the ninja guarding the gate chased after him, but was driven away by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Naruto got straight to the point and asked Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Where is Kakashi now?" Kakashi? Is there some connection between Naruto and Kakashi? Sarutobi Hiruzen thought a lot in an instant, and he asked Naruto. Naruto, only Konoha ninjas can know this kind of thing. Before he could finish speaking, Naruto ran out of patience. Naruto narrowed his eyes slightly and explained to Sarutobi Hiruzen. This matter is related to the peace of the entire ninja world, don't talk nonsense. At this critical moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't say anything more, but dug out Kakashi's mission record. After looking at the mission book twice, Sarutobi Hiruzen said to Naruto. Kakashi went to the ghost country to perform a mission. Naruto felt slightly relieved after hearing this. Fortunately, the kingdom of ghosts is not too close to the kingdom of rain. In this way, Obito cannot find Kakashi before Naruto and cannot obtain his other eye. Chapter 125 Obito is very kind. Naruto was very fast. The distance from Konoha to the kingdom of demons is also not that close. But Naruto, who had the flying thunder god, was able to arrive within half an hour. When Naruto found Kakashi in the kingdom of ghosts, he learned that the mission Kakashi performed had nothing to do with the theatrical version of the original work. Naruto then explained his purpose to Kakashi. Kakashi didn't believe it after hearing this, but said to Naruto. Naruto, Obito has been sacrificed, and he was sacrificed on the battlefield to protect Konoha. Although that guy Obito is unreliable, he is very kind, he will never take action against Master and Master. After hearing Kakashi's words, Naruto sighed and shrugged to express his helplessness. Obito is indeed kind, but kindness and birth are not two labels that cannot appear in the same person. Naruto thought for a moment and asked Kakashi, then what should I do to make you believe what I say? Naruto. Kakashi became serious. I told you, you have never seen Obito, and Obito will never do something like that. The corners of Naruto's lips trembled slightly, and his originally kind expression quickly turned cold. Well, it seems that your position is very firm, so I have to. Puff. Kakashi felt a golden light flash in front of him, and before he could react, his eyes hurt. Streams of blood flowed down. In Naruto's hand, there was an extra Sharingan. In order to ensure that Obito would not get this eye, I had to destroy it. Naruto said this, and the Scarlet Nine-Tails chakra condensed on his body. Under the stimulation of these chakras, the Sharingan belonging to Obito was melted instantly. Finally, it turned into fly ash and disappeared in the air. Even if Orochimaru comes, it cannot be repaired with technology, and it will never be able to reappear in this world. In fact, Naruto could use this eye against Obito. But it's not necessary, because Naruto was pretty sure that if Obito had only one eye, Naruto would be able to kill him. So there is no need for Naruto to deal with Obito conveniently and give Obito the slightest chance to obtain double Kamui. Kakashi half knelt on the ground, covering his blood-stained eyes with one hand, and said to Naruto. Although I don't know what you are doing, what I want to say is, that guy Obito will never take action against the teacher. Haha. Naruto achieved his goal and was too lazy to pay attention to Kakashi. Kakashi looked at Naruto's indifferent look, and then thought about Namikaze Minato's gentle expression, and suddenly said with great pain. Naruto. Why are you like this? Naruto looked thoughtful, then shook his head slightly. I don't know, maybe a lot of people treat me like this. He no longer struggled with Kakashi, but sensed the nearby flying thunder god mark and began to teleport towards Konoha. Not long after, Naruto came back and returned to Konoha again. Having solved one of the two things, Naruto was not in a hurry about the rest. Konoha village is here, and it won't go away. Whenever Naruto wanted to obtain the barrier technology, it was possible. For now, let's go see Hinata first. Of course, the Hyuga clan also has the flying thunder god mark left by Naruto. He dodged, the scene around him changed, and he appeared in the courtyard of Hinata's house. Before Naruto could clearly see the situation around him, he heard a shout from behind. Bad guy, take the move. Naruto narrowed his eyes slightly, subconsciously opening Kagura's mind and avoiding at the same time. But then Naruto's movement stopped again. He turned around and grabbed the small hand that was attacking him, lifted its owner in the air, and asked, It is very dangerous to attack me sneakily. But this little guy was obviously unconvinced. Anger arose in her pure white eyes, and she used her 3 limbs that were not restrained by Naruto to claw at Naruto. But she was too small, with short arms and legs, and couldn't attack Naruto. Hanabi's face turned red from suppressing it, and she looked at Naruto stubbornly. Bad guy, don't come close to my sister. Why am I a bad guy? Naruto was a little confused and put Hanabi on the ground. Hanabi pouted and said angrily, You clearly know that my sister likes you, but you still go to provoke other women, isn't this a bad guy? Naruto shook his head slightly, little brat, just go and play. He was wrong, so he didn't want to talk more about this issue. He immediately wanted to get rid of Hanabi and walked towards the house. Hanabi, however, hugged Naruto's thigh reluctantly and said angrily, Don't go in. If you want me to admit you, you need to do something for me. Oh, what else is going on with this little Hanabi? Naruto was suddenly curious. He knelt down and asked Hanabi, who was standing with his arms akimbo, what's the matter? Unless. Hanabi's face suddenly felt shy. She approached Naruto's ear and asked Naruto, Unless you help me ask my sister how she grew so big. Naruto. Are today's children so precocious? Hanabi saw Naruto stunned, and immediately sneered. Haha, he is indeed a bad guy. Does my sister already appear in your mind? Naruto's eyes twitched, and he felt numb. This little guy is too naughty. Seeing that Naruto ignored her, Hanabi became anxious. Are you asking or not? Oh, by the way, and don't let my sister know that it's me who wants to ask. Naruto shook his head slightly, raised his hand and rubbed Hanabi's head, and said to her, your sister's secret is to eat on time, go to bed early and get up early, study hard, and make progress every day, do you understand? HMPH. Hanabi snorted coldly upon hearing this. How'd I know if you were lying to me? Naruto said casually, when did I lie to you? Indeed. The two have never met before, how could Naruto lie to Hanabi? As for this time, it was just a scam, not a scam. Hanabi thought it made sense, so she got out of the way and whispered to Naruto. My sister is in a very bad mood recently. Please be careful what you say in the past, because she has become very scary, and she will be beaten if she says the wrong thing. **. Thank you for reminding me. Naruto also felt a sudden thought. He reached out and pretended to rummage in his pocket. In fact, he took out a few pieces of silver from the system space to bribe Hanabi. Go buy some candy. Hanabi happily took the silver and jumped away. Naruto, on the other hand, straightened his expression, took a deep breath, and walked towards Hinata's room. At this time Hinata didn't know that Naruto was back. Naruto deliberately kept silent and stood at the door looking into the house. Hinata was lying on the bed wearing Hyuga's kimono-like outfit. Her short blue hair was scattered to both sides, and her pure white eyes had a hint of melancholy, staring blankly at the sky outside the window. She does look unhappy, Hinata? Naruto lowered his voice and called her tentatively. Hearing Naruto's voice, Hinata's eyes lit up and she immediately looked towards the door. Seeing Naruto standing at the door, Hinata's expression changed from gloomy to bright, and she responded in surprise. Naruto? You're back? She stood up, jumped out of bed, and ran over in a few steps. The corners of her clean lips kept rising and falling, showing her joyful mood. Naruto smiled and asked Hinata, Little Hinata, I heard that you were in a bad mood recently? Hinata had nothing to say about Naruto. She lowered her head, pinched her hands together, and explained shyly. I heard that Naruto you have completely become a traitor. Chapter 126 Do you really believe it? I learned that Hinata was unhappy because of herself. Naruto suddenly felt a little guilty. After all, he didn't explain the follow-up matters when he left. I didn't tell Hinata some important things. Now that Hinata has been worried for so long, Karen even used the transformation technique to imitate Hinata. He had a great time playing with Shang Phosphorus. But Hinata, an innocent girl, felt sad because of her mistakes. This made Naruto feel a pang of guilt rushing to his head. He sincerely said to Hinata, Hinata, it's my fault. Naruto-kun. Hinata narrowed her eyes and smiled, and said softly, no one can be perfect, and Naruto-kun is no exception, but it is precisely because we can accept those imperfections that the relationship between us has become stronger, more sincere. This only made Naruto feel even more guilty. He felt that he would not be able to sleep for at least 3 days and 3 nights. Naruto looked at the considerate and beautiful girl in front of him, and his heartbeat began to speed up for some reason. Is this what true love feels like? After awakening his memories, Naruto's life changed a lot. He has the system, strength and silverware, even has a higher appearance. This also resulted in Naruto being popular with some girls. For example, Haruno Sakura and Ino are 2 of the heavyweights. These 2 men pursued Naruto unabashedly and with great enthusiasm. Even reaching the pervert standard, but Naruto had never felt such a pounding feeling in them. Naruto took Hinata's soft little hand and watched as a shy blush quickly crept onto her cheeks. He smiled slightly and said, Hinata, let's go out and play. No, maybe a date would be more appropriate. Hokage office. Hokage-sama, Uzumaki Naruto has returned to the village again. Sarutobi Hiruzen puffed away at the cigarette stick and listened to Anbu's report below, with a hint of seriousness in his old expression. Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Anbu, what is he doing now? Anbu directly told the information he had obtained. He is dating the eldest lady of the Hyuga family now? Really? Sarutobi Hiruzen's mind started to work after hearing this. Naruto will never give up on Hinata and his few friends in Konoha. As long as his attitude softens a little, maybe Naruto can return to Konoha? Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen said to Anbu. Don't disturb them, wait until they finish their date and call Naruto over. Anbu said sadly. Yes, don't know why. Anbu feels very complicated now. On the one hand, Sarutobi Hiruzen is the shinobi of Konoha village, the 3rd Hokage. In his early years, Sarutobi Hiruzen's approach was not so cautious. But now Sarutobi Hiruzen began to guess a child's thoughts and carefully please him. This gave Anbu an indescribable feeling. On the other hand, Naruto's identity is extremely special. Nine-Tails Jinchūriki, son of the 4th Hokage. If Naruto wasn't the 4th Hokage's son, Anbu could have turned against him. After all, as a Nine-Tails Jinchūriki, he didn't think about the village at all and just messed around all day long. But because of Naruto's experience and identity, Anbu didn't know how to face Naruto. Teach him a lesson? No joke, at this point, unless the 4th generation or Kushina comes back to life, no one is qualified to teach Naruto a lesson. Naruto had already discovered Anbu's existence. But he didn't care. Naruto didn't want to disturb the time he spent with Hinata over such a trivial matter. The two wandered around Konoha, chatting, tasting snacks, and making promises to each other. Hinata, no matter what I do next, even if I completely sever ties with Konoha. Naruto solemnly promised Hinata. Even if that happens, I will never abandon you. Hinata hummed softly, feeling sweet in her heart, and the girl's shyness was clearly displayed on her body. At this critical moment, a discordant sound came from a distance. Naruto? Naruto's eyes twitched and he looked over subconsciously. Sure enough, a touch of pink caught my eye. Haruno Sakura stood on the other side of the street, accompanied by Ino, who also became Tsunade's disciple. Then, Haruno Sakura almost howled and rushed towards Naruto, like a hungry dog after seeing a meat bun. Naruto's face trembled slightly and he protected Hinata behind him. So, this is why Naruto can't feel love in Haruno Sakura. Boom! Haruno Sakura jumped directly onto Naruto and hugged her tightly. To Naruto's shock, he didn't feel any softness at all. Hinata stood behind Naruto, feeling a little sour in her heart when she saw Haruno Sakura treating Naruto like that. But she was more curious. Why can Haruno Sakura be so enthusiastic? In addition, Ino also followed. Compared to Haruno Sakura, Ino is the brain version of Haruno Sakura. Naruto lifted Haruno Sakura off his body and complained to her, Sakura-chan, can you be gentle and reserved? Can you see which girl is like you? Haruno Sakura licked the corners of her lips and said nonchalantly, it's okay, if you're gentle, Hinata is enough. I have to make you feel a little different, right? Naruto. Anyway, Hinata and Naruto's date was interrupted. A few people went to have a meal and it was getting late. Naruto said goodbye to several girls and planned to return to the land of snow. That's right, it's time to return to the land of snow. Despite the distance, it wouldn't take long for Naruto. Early tomorrow morning, Naruto will be able to appear in Konoha again, and then start thinking about technologies related to the barrier. And just when Naruto was about to leave, Anbu, who had been secretly following Naruto, suddenly appeared. Uzumaki Naruto, Hokage-sama is looking for you. Naruto thought for a moment and decided to go take a look. Hokage office. Sarutobi Hiruzen said to Naruto seriously, Naruto, I'm sorry for what happened recently. If you hate me, I'm getting old and I don't have a few days left to live. I can assure you on behalf of Konoha that Konoha will definitely satisfy you in the future. How is it? Naruto, do you want to come back to the village? As a ninja known as Shinobi, the elderly Sarutobi Hiruzen speaks so carefully. But Naruto was not moved by Sarutobi Hiruzen. He said to Sarutobi Hiruzen, I know what you want to say to me, but I have made up my mind, so don't waste your breath. Of course, if you want to label me as a traitor, that would be even better. That would be more convenient for Naruto to directly plunder the barrier technology. Sarutobi Hiruzen was silent for a moment and asked Naruto, Naruto, last time little Kushina showed up, didn't you also say that life is very good now? Ah? Naruto's mouth twitched. Do you really believe it? Master Third Hokage, you have been a politician for many years, it is impossible that you cannot see my purpose. It was just to let Kushina leave in peace. Can't Sarutobi Hiruzen hear the truth if it's a lie? Chapter 127 Bet? Sarutobi Hiruzen certainly knew Naruto's purpose. He just doesn't want to accept reality. Now hearing Naruto take the initiative to say it, he felt extremely uncomfortable. After a while, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Naruto, Little Naruto, I know that Konoha has done many wrong things to you. But that's just the fault of a small number of people. How can you continue to stay in Konoha? Now Sarutobi Hiruzen no longer knows how to retain Naruto. By now, he knew that he was not qualified to preach. And using force is not very realistic, because Naruto's strength is obvious to everyone. Defeated Shukaku forcefully and defeated several cage-level experts on his own. If any one of them is taken out, it will be very explosive in the ninja world. This is why Sarutobi Hiruzen regrets Naruto's departure. Because if Naruto didn't have the strength, Sarutobi Hiruzen wouldn't have to regret it so much, and he wouldn't have to be so humble. He just had to give an order to capture Naruto. But not now. Naruto shook his head slightly and said to Sarutobi Hiruzen, Third generation Sama, don't you realize it yet? Decades ago, you were a ninja known as Shinobu. But your style has been affected by your long life as a politician, and you have become no longer sharp. Such a leader may bring stability and peace to the village, but he cannot make the village develop. Naruto's words made Sarutobi Hiruzen deep in thought. Thinking about it carefully, Naruto was right. I know what I have done for so many years. Sarutobi Hiruzen knew that he had led to many tragedies due to his hesitation and indecisiveness. But when Naruto mentioned this now, what did he mean? Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and asked Naruto, Naruto, now that neither Jiraiya nor Tsunade are willing to be Hokage, I cannot abdicate. Is that so? Naruto looked at the old Third Hokage and said to him, to be honest, Lord Third Hokage, although you are not satisfactory in some places, you still have made some contributions to Konoha. You are old. As long as you really want to abdicate and take care of yourself, Tsunade and Jiraiya will probably ignore you. Sarutobi Hiruzen previously invited Jiraiya and Tsunade to be Hokage, but there was something wrong with the way. Inviting Jiraiya was just a lip service. I didn't say that I was old and unfit to work anymore. Jiraiya rejected Sarutobi Hiruzen. The invitation to Tsunade was for Jiraiya. Although Jiraiya is reliable, he probably won't mention Sarutobi Hiruzen's old age. So Tsunade also refused. Sarutobi Hiruzen felt helpless when he heard Naruto's words. He asked Naruto, how about we make a bet? Now Naruto became interested. Oh, how do you say it? Now Naruto still wants something from Konoha. This bet is very beneficial to Naruto. Sarutobi Hiruzen said to Naruto. I can ask Tsunade or Jiraiya to be the Hokage as you said. We'll bet on whether they agree. If they agree, I will abdicate. If they don't agree, little Naruto will stay in the village. Naruto shook his head slightly. I refuse. Huh? Sarutobi Hiruzen was a little confused. Naruto clicked his tongue and said, no matter whether we win or lose, there is no benefit to me. Not to mention promising myself. Third Hokage-sama, is this reasonable? Sarutobi Hiruzen understood and asked Naruto. Naruto, what do you want to do? Naruto didn't mince words and stated his purpose directly. I am very interested in Konoha village's barrier defense technology. If Tsunade agrees to become a Hokage, then I hope to gain access to this technology. If Tsunade doesn't agree, I will do something for Konoha as punishment for my failure. After hearing Naruto's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen began to weigh his thoughts. Although the defense technology of the barrier is relatively important, building such a large barrier cannot be successful in a day or two. And if Naruto fails, he needs to do something for Konoha. So what if what Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Naruto to do was to return to Konoha? No, Naruto would most likely not agree to that. No matter what the outcome of the bet was, Naruto would never return to Konoha. Could it be that the fate between Naruto and Konoha has really come to an end? Sarutobi Hiruzen felt helpless. However, he did not reject Naruto's statement, but nodded to Naruto. Because the current Konoha does not have the combat power of the tailed beasts. If there is Naruto's commitment, it can still gain more international status. If other villages want to move Konoha, they also need to consider Naruto's existence. This allows Naruto to play the role of Jinchūriki in disguise. After Naruto and Sarutobi Hiruzen reached an agreement, they began to think about how to win. Tsunade or Jiraiya, who has the higher probability of being the Hokage? Of course it's Tsunade. As the granddaughter of the first generation, Tsunade would not watch Konoha fall into crisis. And because of the prophecy child, Jiraiya is unlikely to stay in Konoha. Although he found Sasuke, Jiraiya never believed that Sasuke was the legendary son of prophecy. Therefore, it is unlikely that Jiraiya will be able to work as a Hokage in Konoha with peace of mind. So Naruto focused his attention on Tsunade. Naruto came up with a plan almost instantly. Like Sarutobi Hiruzen, play the emotional card. Just explain to Tsunade Sarutobi Hiruzen's physical condition and Danzo's threat. Tsunade would not watch Konoha without Hokage being plagued by Danzo. Naruto expressed his thoughts to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen also felt justified after hearing this. He began to worry. It's not that he's afraid of losing the bet. It's not a technology that is reluctant to part with the barrier. But he knew that if he failed, Naruto would be able to obtain the barrier technology and establish a ninja village or other forces. By then, the distance between Naruto and Konoha would become further and further away. Secondly, Konoha will also lose the Naruto card, which may result in being forced into the war. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and said to Naruto, okay, I will do as little Naruto said. Naruto was full of confidence. He didn't believe that Tsunade would watch Konoha being harmed by Danzo and remain indifferent. Immediately afterwards, Sarutobi Hiruzen called Anbu and told Anbu, in order to complete this bet, I need to take some measures. You go and inform Tsunade first. Just say that my body can't hold on any longer and there are some problems. Call her over. Anbu took the order and used the body flicker technique to leave. Naruto looked on and didn't notice anything wrong. In fact, Sarutobi Hiruzen had already planned how to win the bet. Chapter 128, Making Small Moves. Tsunade was invited back to Konoha by Jiraiya last time. I didn't expect to stay for so long, but I didn't expect to accept two disciples one after another. Haruno Sakura and Ino. In order to improve the strength of these two people, Tsunade did not leave Konoha directly, but was guiding these two people. Not long ago, Tsunade was called to Konoha Hospital by Jiraiya and rescued two young people. He was already a little tired. After that, Haruno Sakura and Ino were attracted to Naruto, and Tsunade had the illusion that she was attracted to Naruto. She felt a little depressed, so she took Shizune to drink in a tavern in Konoha. At night, Tsunade got very drunk. After Shizune paid the money, he took Tsunade and planned to leave. But at this moment Anbu suddenly appeared. Anbu said to Shizune, Master Shizune, Master Third Hokage, he. Shizune frowned after hearing this. Third generation Sama. What's wrong? Anbu said sadly. Perhaps because of my age and overwork, Lord Third Hokage just asked me to invite Tsunade over. What? Shizune was frightened when he heard that Sarutobi Hiruzen was looking for a medical ninja. As the Hokage of Konoha village, Sarutobi Hiruzen's physical condition is extremely important. But now Tsunade is drunk. Shizune had a grim expression and immediately began to use medical ninjutsu to dispel the alcohol in Tsunade's body. After a while, Tsunade regained consciousness. She lifted Shizune up and asked angrily, Shizune, didn't I tell you not to do this? I really, finally got drunk. Although Shizune was scared, she still told Tsunade. It's Third Hokage-sama's business. After hearing this, Tsunade's expression condensed. He put Shizune down and ran towards the Hokage building without saying a word. Seeing Tsunade leave, Shizune and Anbu had no choice but to follow. Boom! The door to Hokage's office was kicked open. A loud voice came from outside. "Old man." Tsunade walked in quickly and saw a blonde boy standing in the corner and Sarutobi Hiruzen reclining on the sofa. And there's something wrong with Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression. Tsunade frowned and walked over. "What's going on? This doesn't seem like a problem." Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his eyes weakly and said to Tsunade. "I was talking to little Naruto just now, but suddenly I felt weak." Tsunade came over and started checking Sarutobi Hiruzen's body with chakra. But her brows frowned slightly. "No problem. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen's body has some potential health threats due to years of hard work. But it is conservatively estimated that it will take 30 years for those threats to break out. The biggest thing wrong is that Sarutobi Hiruzen's waist hurts a little." But Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at Tsunade with weak eyes. Tsunade's pupils narrowed slightly and he noticed Naruto standing in the corner. Could it be? What is this old man playing with Naruto? No, it shouldn't be. Sarutobi Hiruzen wouldn't joke about something like this. But why can't even I find out what's wrong? Sarutobi Hiruzen saw that Tsunade was confused and began to guide her. Sarutobi Hiruzen said to Tsunade, "Tsunade, I am old and my health is no longer good. I have something to tell you, and that is some issues about Danzo and Konoha." Later, Sarutobi Hiruzen talked about some of the problems faced by Danzo and Konoha. Konoha's current situation is very bad. Having a young and powerful Hokage would alleviate these issues. When Tsunade heard this, he knew what Sarutobi Hiruzen meant. He wasn't sick, but it spoke volumes about Konoha's problems. What is this going to do? Want her to be a Hokage? This may be one aspect. But on the other hand, Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't have to pretend to be sick in front of her, a medical master. And the blonde kid has been watching from the sidelines. Could it be something between him and Sarutobi Hiruzen? After Tsunade came to his senses, he asked Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Really? Konoha's situation is really not good, so as your disciple, shouldn't I also contribute? What do you want me to do?" In fact, Tsunade didn't want to get involved in this kind of thing. But now I have no choice but to continue acting with Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen said to Tsunade, "If you are willing to be a Hokage, I can retire in peace." His tone was a little strange. It's like a patient talking and can't finish what he says in one breath, so he pauses in the middle and takes a breath before speaking. But Tsunade knew that Sarutobi Hiruzen was not sick, so why would he do this? Tisk tisk, Tsunade sneered in his heart. These two old foxes and little foxes, are they betting on her? Tsunade looked cold and said to Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Teacher, no matter what, Jiraiya is more suitable to be a Hokage than me. He is also in Konoha now. You should go find him." After saying that, Tsunade turned and left, until only Naruto and Sarutobi Hiruzen were left in the room. Naruto looked at this scene feeling a little disappointed. Did Sarutobi Hiruzen and Tsunade forget about the existence of Kagura's heart? No, maybe they don't know that they can be happy? Being so close, Naruto was able to detect the emotional problems of Tsunade and Sarutobi Hiruzen. Naruto was sure that Tsunade had discovered something. That's why she didn't follow the normal route. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled and asked Naruto, "How are you doing, little Naruto?" Naruto also said with a smile, as expected of Master Third Hokage, he actually guessed it right. "But, how dare you play dirty tricks in front of me? Then don't blame me." Sarutobi Hiruzen heard Naruto's words and thought his plan was successful. He raised his hand and touched his beard and asked Naruto, "What about the bet, Naruto?" Naruto stared at Sarutobi Hiruzen, his smile gradually solidifying. "I only heard that she was willing to be a Hokage." "What?" Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Naruto in shock. Naruto sneered, "Old man, you don't think I didn't find you cheating, do you?" Sarutobi Hiruzen. Seeing Sarutobi Hiruzen's silence, Naruto continued, "This is why I hate you. You only subconsciously control others, and you are so smart that you think others don't know what you have done." Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly stiffened when Naruto found out about this. He was a little embarrassed in his heart, but he still said it bravely for the sake of Konoha. "Ahem, this matter is my fault. How about we each take a step back? Konoha can give you the technology of barrier, and you need to do it for me. Konoha does one thing, and that is to protect Konoha in times of danger. In this case, both parties can achieve their goals." But, Naruto sighed and asked Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Why do you have such a whimsical idea? According to the rules, if you cheat, you will automatically lose. You must be willing to admit defeat. If you refuse to give it, I can get it myself. Why should I bear the consequences of your cheating? As for whether to protect Konoha, it depends on my mood." Chapter 129 Sarutobi falls ill. Sarutobi Hiruzen cheated and was discovered by Naruto. According to the default rules, Sarutobi Hiruzen will bear the consequences. But at this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen began to play the emotional card towards Naruto. Sarutobi Hiruzen showed a recalling expression and told the story of Namikaze Minato and Kushina. He was trying to get Naruto to change his mind, but it had no effect. As a last resort, Sarutobi Hiruzen had to ask Anbu to compile a copy of the barrier information and give it to Naruto. Naruto's attitude softened slightly after getting the information. He said to Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Third Hokage-sama, I will take my leave first." Naruto bowed very politely and left without looking back. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed, looking at Naruto's leaving back, his eyes gradually became dull. Naruto didn't stop and started studying Konoha's barrier. Compared to defense, Konoha's barrier actually serves more of a reconnaissance function. As long as a strange chakra appears, the barrier will be able to sense it. The person who has been observing the barrier will then report it to the Hokage, and the Hokage will make a decision. The deeper Naruto looked, the more he realized that things like barriers were very complicated. If you want to study it in a day or two, I'm afraid it's impossible. So Naruto decided to record the materials needed to build the barrier first, and then collect them. For 3 days, Naruto wandered around Konoha. The things needed to build the barrier are mostly rare ores, and most of these ores have the function of conducting chakra. Although it is rarer and more expensive. But when Naruto offered to buy it, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't refuse. After all, Konoha's recent earnings have not been good. It seems that the Daming Mansion also intentionally entrusted Konoha's funds for a day. I don't know what they mean. With Naruto's financial support, Konoha can also reduce some of the pressure. So Naruto collected the things to build the barrier. Now he only needs to study the barrier, and Naruto can build a barrier of the same level as Konoha for the Land of Snow. But something unexpected happened. During this period, Sarutobi Hiruzen actually fell ill. After Tsunade checked for Sarutobi Hiruzen, it was finally determined that Sarutobi Hiruzen could no longer continue to be a Hokage and could not engage in such a high-intensity job. As soon as this news came out, the entire Konoha was in an uproar. All the major ninja clans went to visit Sarutobi Hiruzen in the hospital. Sarutobi Hiruzen lay on the hospital bed as if he had aged 10 years in a few days. Looking at the clan leaders of the ninja clan and his 2 disciples around him, Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his mouth and said tremblingly, "Tsunade, you will be the next Hokage." At this point, Tsunade didn't know how to refuse. Just when she was about to take over the burden, a stern voice came from outside the door. "Wait a minute." Everyone looked toward the door. I saw an old man walking in from outside. He had 1 arm and 1 eye wrapped. Yes, this person is Shimura Danzo, whose arm was cut off by Naruto and whose eyes were gouged out. Danzo somehow regained his arms and eyes. This unknown secret made everyone shudder. The appearance of Danzo interrupted Sarutobi Hiruzen's acceptance of Tsunade's fate. The old man with a gloomy expression walked in and said directly to Sarutobi Hiruzen, "Sarutobi Hiruzen, have you forgotten the rules set by Shodai and the teacher? The position of Hokage is not hereditary, and you have no right to directly appoint the next generation of Hokage." He's right. When first Hokage Senju Hashirama passed away due to illness, before his death, he said that the person most recognized by the villagers was Hokage. Senju Tobirama happened to be the leader involved in the reform and development of Konoha, so he was naturally recognized by the villagers, so he became Hokage. Senju Tobirama wanted to stay and fight against the Golden Horn and Silver Horn troops, so he set up a test for his disciples when they were cut off from the rear. Sarutobi Hiruzen was qualified, so he was recommended as Hokage by Senju Tobirama. Follow-up Sarutobi Hiruzen became the Hokage with the support of many disciples of Senju Tobirama. But before his death, Senju Tobirama also decided on the location of the Hokage. If you want to become a Hokage, you need to be recognized by the villagers. The second condition is that the next Hokage cannot be appointed directly over the board of advisors and elders. Senju Tobirama made this arrangement to avoid a hereditary situation in the Hokage position. But now, it has been used as a political weapon by Shimura Danzo. When Sarutobi Hiruzen saw Danzo coming, he closed his eyes weakly. He shook his head slightly and said to Danzo, "Danzo, after so many years, can't you still not let go?" Danzo did not answer Sarutobi Hiruzen's useless question, but directly announced, "The third Hokage cannot decide the candidates for the next generation of Hokage. We must hold an elders meeting and a Jonin meeting to discuss it together, and then report it to the Daming Palace according to the process. The correct Hokage candidate can only be decided upon approval by the Daming Mansion." When the clan leaders heard Danzo's words, their expressions changed slightly. Originally, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked Tsunade to be the Hokage, and everyone had no objections. After all, Tsunade has qualifications, is not old, has rich experience, and is the granddaughter of first generation. Both emotionally and rationally, Tsunade is a more suitable candidate. But according to the rules, it is exactly the same as what Danzo said. Tsunade stood aside with his chest crossed, his eyes staring at Danzo who suddenly appeared, and he sneered in his heart. Is this old B********* D the Konoha boar that Naruto and the teacher talked about? Although he knew Danzo's purpose, Tsunade could not blatantly disobey the rules left by the first generation and second generation. That would make her seem a bit unsuitable for being a Hokage. So Tsunade said the same. Okay, since Hokage was elected by everyone, I have no objection. She still doesn't believe that Danzo, an ambitious man who works underground all day long, can win so many votes. The so-called vote is actually a vote within Konoha regarding Hokage. Namikaze Minato and Orochimaru had similar votes in the past. The overall process is to hold a meeting of the elders to determine the candidates to compete for Hokage. Then invite the prominent ninjas in the village and the heads of the major ninja clans to start a joint meeting, and vote to select the Hokage that best meets everyone's ideals. Danzo glanced at the confident Tsunade, turned around and left without saying anything. Sarutobi Hiruzen watched this scene. He closed his eyes weakly and said to the people around him, "You all should go first. I have something to tell Tsunade. The major clan leaders understood and then left. After a while, only Sarutobi Hiruzen and Tsunade were left in the room. Sarutobi Hiruzen told Tsunade. Danzo has many supporters in the elders, and the advisors have been bewitched by Danzo in recent years. If you are really unsure, you can try to get help from Uzumaki Naruto. As long as he's willing to help, you can become the Hokage chapter 130 voting. Inside Naruto's cabin. Is that so? Naruto sat on the chair and looked at the three people in front of him. Just now, Naruto took a shower and planned to rest. But Tsunade suddenly visited, bringing Haruno Sakura and Ino with him. Tsunade's character doesn't mince words, so she stated her purpose directly. At this time, Naruto already knew the specific situation. Sarutobi Hiruzen fell ill for no apparent reason. He wants to appoint Tsunade as Hokage, and Tsunade intends to agree. But Danzo disrupted the situation. Now Sarutobi Hiruzen has Tsunade gain Naruto's support. After Naruto heard the complete story, he immediately smiled. It seems that the bet developed normally, and I did win. Tsunade was silent for a moment and asked Naruto, if you give me a pleasant word, will you answer it or not? Compared to Sarutobi Hiruzen, Tsunade's tone and attitude seemed to be worse. But that's how Naruto likes it, it's good to be straightforward. Everyone has their own needs. There is no need to be a riddler. It is not tiring to have a frank conversation. Naruto looked Tsunade up and down and realized that she was really big. Ahem, Naruto looked away and then said, I can agree, but I have requirements. Tisk, a little pervert. Tsunade said disdainfully. You don't have any unrealistic ideas, do you? Tsunade, you don't want to be a Hokage, right? I don't know why, but this sentence immediately came to Naruto's mind. Of course, he didn't say it directly. Tsunade had a bad temper, even though she knew she couldn't beat Naruto. But if Naruto really said that, Tsunade would definitely take action. Naruto's expression straightened and he said to Tsunade, I need you to guide little Sakura carefully, because I found that her progress in learning Baihao technique is very slow. HMPH. Tsunade became displeased. Of course I teach my disciples with all my heart. You don't need to remind me of this. Naruto didn't care, but made a second request. Afterwards, I need the support of some technical personnel in Konoha. After hearing this, Tsunade frowned slightly and asked with some confusion. What is it specifically? I need Konoha to help me build a large barrier. Naruto said to Tsunade. This is the barrier Konoha is using now. Okay. Tsunade agreed directly without thinking. If that's all, I agree. But, you don't want to establish some kind of power, do you? This was Tsunade's fault for talking too much, but she was very confused and couldn't help but ask. Naruto shook his head slightly. I don't have that idea, I just want to make my home safer. After receiving Naruto's support, Tsunade relaxed slightly. Naruto asked Tsunade. How can I support you? Tsunade chuckled. You don't have to do anything, just follow me these days. That's right. Naruto nodded slightly, pondering over the reasoning. My identity is relatively sensitive and special. A Jinchūriki himself, now defecting again. And strong. If Naruto follows Tsunade, it will create the impression that Tsunade has Naruto's support. And Naruto supported Tsunade. As the Hyuga clan has a relationship with Naruto, of course they will also consider supporting Tsunade. In addition to Naruto's own strength and special circumstances, he is also a descendant of the fourth Hokage. I won't say much about how popular Namikaze Minato is in Konoha. There are also many Jonin who voted. And Naruto is the descendant of Namikaze Minato, and Namikaze Minato is extremely popular. With Naruto standing there, those fans of Namikaze Minato would most likely choose to support Tsunade. In addition, Tsunade is the granddaughter of first generation, and her chances of winning are infinitely magnified. It can be said that if Danzo doesn't cause trouble, Tsunade will be the next Hokage. Tsunade didn't take Naruto to the Elder Council meeting. The reason is that this meeting is just to decide who will compete for the Hokage. The candidates competing for Hokage are indeed Tsunade and Danzo. Originally, the consultant thought that Danzo was old, but Danzo used other explanations to muddle through the problem. After that, Danzo began to move around secretly to attract more votes. The meeting where Konoha selects the Hokage is very important. All Jonin must participate, and even Jonin who have gone on a mission need to wait for the return to the village. The main focus is a large conference. According to the deliberations of the elders, the meeting was scheduled for 10 days. By that time, the Jonin had finished the task at hand and were able to rush back to Konoha. During these 10 days, Naruto has been in Konoha. Naruto was studying the barrier while playing with Hinata. Haruno Sakura would almost always harass Naruto and Hinata on days when she was not assigned training tasks by Tsunade. And Naruto himself started training. After all, it can also improve some combat effectiveness, right? Naruto's system mission is also to improve combat effectiveness. As the days passed, Naruto didn't care about Tsunade and Danzo's secret rivalry. After all Tsunade asked of him was to show his face. Soon it was time for the big meeting. According to the agreement with Tsunade, Naruto followed Tsunade to attend the meeting. Following Tsunade like Naruto was Jiraiya, one of the Sannin. Jonin is the key fighting force of a ninja village. At this large meeting, almost all Jonin and elite Jonin came. The elders and counselors sat together, waiting for the meeting to begin. In the hall, as people gradually arrived, it became more and more lively. Tsunade and Danzo sat on either side of the main seat in the conference hall. Tsunade's supporters are Naruto and Jiraiya, while Danzo is an elder and a member of the Root. The two sides were tit for tat. In the main seat, Sarutobi Hiruzen also sat there with his body stretched out. The time for the meeting is approaching, but there are still a few Jonin who have not come. Anbu appeared next to Sarutobi Hiruzen and reported to him, "Hokage-sama, among the Jonin who have not arrived yet, Kurenai Yuhi said that she was going to the Land of Winds for a trip, but she has not come back until now. The other two were injured due to the mission and are now in Konoha Hospital. In other words, only Yuhi Hong didn't come. What should she do in the Kingdom of Wind if it's not enough?" Although Sarutobi Hiruzen was confused, the conference would not stop just because Kurenai Yuhi did not show up. Sarutobi Hiruzen announced the start of the meeting. Naruto, who was sitting next to Tsunade, heard Yuhi Kurenai's name and felt an inexplicable feeling for some reason. It's like they are friends, but Naruto and Yuhi Kurenai really don't have much interaction. But there were other important things at the moment, and Naruto could only put aside his doubts for the time being. Soon, the meeting began, and as Tsunade and Sarutobi Hiruzen thought. First Hokage and Namikaze Minato are so popular in Konoha. The older Jonin believed in the first Hokage and therefore voted for Tsunade. And Naruto also influenced the young Jonin's vote to a certain extent. After Hyuga Heishi discovered Naruto, he immediately forgot about the content of Danzo's conversation. After all, Naruto and the Hyuga clan are related, and their interests are bound together. Naruto is obviously more important than Danzo, so Heishi voted for Tsunade. The vote of the ninja clan is very important. How many Jonin there are in the clan is worth as many votes as possible. And within Konoha, the Hyuga clan is the strongest ninja clan. With the Hyuga clan taking the lead, other ninja clans who were still hesitant voted for Tsunade. Those who support Danzo are mostly Root members and some members of the Elder Board. As the voting progressed, Danzo's expression became increasingly uncomfortable. He didn't expect Tsunade to gain Naruto's support. With Naruto here, the Hyuga clan changed their vote. Those smaller ninja clan are the followers of the Hyuga clan. This caused problems with Danzo's plan, and the vote gap between him and Tsunade became increasingly exaggerated.